Look at that. I remembered to loop the music this time. Eat up that 5 minutes as I stumble around and do my hair and make a coffee and still able to do it all before we start up the strim stram. Back on into the grind. Oh, for God's sakes. Really? Really? Always updates. Always updates. Not to Cold Steel, of course, but to other games. But I should probably change up the color from this nice blue every once in a while. Maybe just see what that gets us every once in a while. But regardless, jumping back on into Cold Steel 4. 202 hours of playtime is shown on the Steam page. I don't know where that extra 20 hours went. Maybe it got lost in the isms of things. I don't know. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are live with Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 4. 4. No 5, that's Reverie. No 6, that's Daybreak. Although I guess that's not 6, that's a whole other battle. But like I said, 188 hours to the 204. We've been dicking around, but we are in the Imperial Fortress. It's a weird way, I'm gonna say it right off the hop, to spell Imperial Fortress, but we're gonna jump right on in. Let's see where it takes. I think this was the last. I sort of didn't really pay attention to where the load was. Usually. Oh, you stepped on my penis! Lothars, I love your hellos. I love your hellos. Oh, that's right. We just beat. I was like, whose dead body is that? But it's not a dead body, for that matter either. But that's Shirley Temple, I think. I'm doing well, buddy. You know, as well as I can for a random Thursday in June. But I'm off this week, so I'm counting down days until that's all said and done. But I was good. How about you? Is today was the last day of the little guy's school? Do I have a cold? My voice sounds a little off. Huh. I don't think so. I mean, no, I don't have a cold, but now I'm wondering how I sound. I should always monitor. We're doing okay. Yesterday was the last day of school. Yeah, and I think he's gonna get out a little earlier today, so I'm gonna have to. I mean, do I sound weird, or do I sound like I have a cold? It could be one of many things. I didn't touch anything on my stream. There's always that. Maybe I do sound like a little nasally. Maybe it's the cocaine. You never know.
My turn.
Okay.
Leave it to me. Let's go.
What are we doing? Okay, we got the party. That's what I wanted. I want to look at the map, perhaps. The snazberries taste like snazberry. I thought it was snozberries. Maybe it's neither. I don't know. That's what it is. I mean, snazberries are also really good. Either or, really. But I was gonna ask, do you send the kids off to summer camp or anything, or are they just homebodies for the summer type of thing? So I gotta figure it was very, I'm confused. We ended up here. We fought what's her face. We got a thing here. We got a shard. I'm sort of trying to did we open up a door? We must have opened up a door. Oh. They just love each other. She hasn't expressed interest in camp, but she will go to grandma's and she's going to her dad's in Alberta. Okay. I mean, usually, it depends on a lot. Like, I mean, I would assume like the majority of people, like, I mean, you know, you work from home. I don't know if you said like whether or not like the missus works from home or whatever. But you know, like most people work 9 to 5, and if they have to go somewhere, it makes it very difficult. You know, obviously during the summer, it is nice for them to have somewhere to go. But maybe I'll just walk my way back, just get my feet under me. But yeah, like for me and my wife, like I mean, there's a very rare occasion for the amount of days that one of us will not be home, so it'll make sense.
Daunting foe.
Yo, it's a DJ. I think we want to go back to the garden, DJ. We just beat last stream. We beat Shirley and what's his face.
Wide open.
I think that's where I assume we open up that door is probably what happened. Roll down their speed. Can we get them? Can we get them all? Can you get them all? You can't get them all. That's what sucks. No. But we swap you for somebody then. That might be able to do something.
All yours.
Another door open. More talking with people in the garden. Okay, that's that. I was just gonna make my way over back to the garden. In the garden of Eden. All right. And also, DJ, let me know if I sound different. Lothar said I sounded like I had a cold or something. So I can't. I really should start monitoring my voice when I stream, but I generally don't. I mean, if I don't have to wear anything, so. But he could just be confused like the old man that he is. Okay, maybe it's just Lothar's just being weird today. It's a possibility. You take time off if she wanted to go. So, well, that's nice of you. I'll take the time off.
You can't escape! Fire! Wide open!
You know, old people, they start to lose their hearing, their eyesight, a bunch of other things, obviously. Take a gander at that, so, you know, it all happens. Glad to hear you're doing well.
Very well.
Alright, oh god, we just have all of these things. I'm like, can't you do anything to more people in a row? My god, swap him out for somebody, anybody. You have 5 weeks now, so it's good just to have to figure out when to use it. And are you allowed to use like single days here and there as well, type of thing? I would assume so, right? That'd be super terrible if they didn't allow you to do that. That's actually like the one thing. It's not that I can't take single days. I've said this before. Right? My problem at my work is I have to book off all my vacation like in November of the previous year. So like, you know, like they don't like you having leftover hours. Like, you know, just like a single day or two. I usually try to take advantage and have something left over, but it always like, you know, sucks of like if something comes up. You know, we're allowed to move holidays, but I mean, it sucks to have to pick your X amount of weeks before you even know really what you're doing, type of thing. So of course, because I went to Florida, I made sure that those times were taken, so that I could, you know, make sure I had them off.
Now, they're mine.
Just using 2 weeks in September since FFN will be at a harvest. What type of harvest? Like harvesting like human organs? Like that type of harvest? I didn't know they still did those things out in the wild.
I'll assist.
Her family has a farm. An organ farm? Like, you know, so how generally, like, you know, when she goes off to harvest, how many hearts and livers and you know, kidneys does she usually end up coming home with? Like, I would say at least 3 or 4 of each, right? You don't just store them in the tub full of ice and you're good, right? Yeah, sounds about right. All right, if we're heading off to, yeah, we'll just stumble on through, get get our feet wet with a couple of battles and get things up before we go back to the garden. We sell them early for a little discount if the old people are nice. Well, I mean, look, if the old people want to live longer, Lothars, then they have to be nice, right? It was so funny, like, kids say the darndest things. Remember that show with Bill Cosby before he turned out to be a terrible person? Well, I guess he was always a terrible person, before people knew he was a terrible person. So we're in the elevator to go to school, and we get on the elevator, and there's a lady on the elevator, and she's wearing a mask. And you know,
Don't let up.
let people do what they want to do type of thing. It's still a thing that you see around here in grocery stores and whatnot type of deal. So I mean, I just quiet chiefs making small talk, asking Logan about if it's his, he's done school or whatever type of thing. And usually he doesn't really say much to people. Like in the, he usually hides behind me and then we'll like,
I shall go.
have a little chuckle or something. But oh yeah, I'm absolutely fully supportive if someone wants to wear them. They do them, right? But Logan just like just asked like, why do you have a mask on, right? Like, and I was like,
Behold, the
of all the times that he just had to go and ask him, but she was a good sport, and she just basically said like, oh, it's just I prefer to wear one, to protect myself and and others, and he understood that because so after we got off the elevator, I asked him, I was like, did you understand what she meant when she said it, to protect herself and to protect others? And he got it, because I mean, as I've always said, like he grew up as like, it's weird to say this, but he grew up as like a COVID kid, right? Like I can't have to explain to people how hard it was to put a mask on a 2-year-old during COVID times. You can't explain to them why they had to put it on. They wouldn't understand. And so to sort of see still out in the real world that some people still have them and wear them to be supportive of their decision, right? But it was just like, of all the people that you decided to say something to, because most people, they see him and they're absolutely want to talk to him, and he just doesn't want to say a word. So of all the people, it's just a little comical. Breen and his friends discovered that another garden gate has opened. We decided to take a short break before seeing where this new route would lead them. Well, that's the newly unlocked gate. Better make sure we're ready before going that way. It looks like the next rivalry is going to be with Rufus. That's Ralphus. But we're going to have to get past those two from Ouroboros first. Allies' locations have been updated. Leave the garden to resume exploration. So again, nice little opportunity to chat it up with a few people and go with that. So DJ, at this point, do I want to talk with everybody, or do I want to just talk with the people who have the green stars? I mean, I know that means like that there's people who have something to say, but I mean, like, I sort of know like everyone sort of does have something to say type of thing. I mean, for the amount of time it's going to take to talk to everyone, does it really matter? Hey Kurt, how you feeling? Must be hard not to get your hopes up about the prince, huh? I know he's not going to change his entire worldview overnight, but it really does seem like Cedric has turned a turn for the better. I mean, I just can't understand how he drifted apart in the first place. Ours is a far cry from the kind of a friendship my brother has with Prince Oliver. There's no damn point comparing yourself to them. Ash is right. You're your own person. I mean, of course you're gonna go do things a little different. Thank you. I'll have to try bear that in mind. Proud of you, Kurt. Come a long way. Yeah, I guess there's conversations like that occur. Like, I mean, just the ones that have the stars are probably gonna be a little bit more meaningful, but you can still get some type of conversation from them. This is so peaceful. Makes me wish I could unwind with a cup of Marcus's coffee and a tune from Elliot. Crow? Well, I do have my violin with me. Want me to play you something? I'll pass for now. Got a little too much to do. Let's all just focus on pushing through to the end, okay? Sure. That was the plan. Crow's right. Now's not the time to rest. I just need to rekindle my motivation and get through this. Shirley's a lot calmer than I thought she'd be. I think she's gonna get even stronger. Definitely. There's still a chance for her to grow further. Yeah, but I'm not gonna lose. As long as she's an enforcer, we may have to face each other. In any case, we have to get ready for the next battle. The 5th rivalry is waiting. We don't have time to look back. You're right. You are right. How you doing before the 5th rivalry, Reen? The Governor General's no pushover. I'll bet he's gonna give you hell. Yeah, I'm certain he will. He's a noble, though, through and through, and that unshakable confidence of his. Not only is he an amazing swordsman, he's an accomplished strategist, too. Don't forget he took out the Witch's Familiar, and he's instrumental to Operation Yarmongandr. I talked to him a few times when he was on Thor's board of directors. He seemed too perfect to be real. It's almost unnatural. Yeah, he's certainly set the bar high for our rivalry. But don't worry, we'll defeat him. We just got Eustace on our side after all. That's right, their time to shine. We'll have to get past 2 more before we get to Rufus, though. At least the model maid won't be there. You ready, Reen? Yeah. That was weird, like that wasn't even really that much of a conversation. Hey, look at that. You're giving me this fish? Thanks.
This looks like a good spot to cast a line.
Tilly, are you feeling all right? No stiffness in your shoulders? Whoop, I guess I can't give you a massage in this form anyways. William, thanks for the offer. It's enough for me just to be able to spend time with you again. Aw, shucks, thanks. I don't want to disturb these two now that they're finally getting some time alone. Yeah, leave them be. Hey, Celine. Not often I get to see you standing around in your human form. I didn't want to have to do this. I just had to get away from that Muse girl and her incessant petting. I can't let my guard down around her for 1 minute. But Celine, what's so wrong about showing you a little bit of affection? I mean, if you're so set on staying in human form, I'm more than happy to give you a massage instead. Well, knowing you and your expert hands, I'm sure that would be, I mean, that would be horrible. Keep those hands away from me. It's almost scary as almost she won you over. Looks like you're more than prepared for this. I've been reflecting on the past 12 years with my brother. Since the Civil War, he appeared to reject all reason. It's confused and angered me greatly, but I've come to realize I owe him a lot as well. So you're determined to give him a piece of your mind this time? Absolutely. No longer will this little brother linger in the shadows. I will confront him, face to face. I know the rivalry is a battle between the two of you, but I see it as an opportunity for me to sort out these last issues between us. Yeah, but we've got those two from Ouroboros to deal with before we get there. Well, I'm gladly help with that. I mean, for how long it takes, you might as well chat it up with everyone. Everyone's got something to say. So you're facing Lord Rufus in the 5th rivalry. I mean, he'll be our most formidable foe yet. And as a master of court fencing, his swordsmanship alone is on another level from Prince Cedric's. Yeah, I mean, worst yet, the Orc Knight took in the power of the Argent. And that's not to discount the power he's been granted as a Knight of Blood and Iron. It's going to be one of those toughest battles we've ever faced. True, but we can't lose hope. We're all so much stronger than we used to be. Us, Reen, Valimar alike. Yeah, and all the training and battles we've been through till now, has been preparing us for this moment. We've faced impossible odds time and time again and always found a way to prevail. That's exactly what we'll do here. You have my sword. And may the wind and guide us. Small? Smile. Ooh, Jordan read good sometimes. Chatted on up with the robots, Ordine and Valimar. Do you think that they essentially just have secret chit-chats between the two of them? Your back had to reset the modem. Now that I say that, I should knock on wood that I haven't had to do that. Do you feel like internet's getting better? Like, I feel like, it's hard to judge because not everyone's as old as you and I, Lothars, but I feel like back in when the internet was first a thing, like maybe like faster speeds, like where you're playing games online, you had to do that, like I would say, like on a weekly basis. Whereas now it's like, I can't say the last time I can remember having to do that, but it usually fixes most problems. But I felt like that there's always problems, always. We'll have to measure our strength against the Auric Knight in the next rivalry. I mean, after absorb Argent Knight's power, the Auric Knight is now the most powerful after the Ebon Knight. Well, it'll be a step up from the Vermilion Knight then, but Valimar, Ordine, we'll defeat it anyways. Yes, of course. The Auric Knight will have to face not only you, but me and Crow as well. Your allies are supporting you too. Yeah, you're right, Ordine. We'll get it done together. We shall indeed. Alright. Finally, Elisa. Next is Governor General Rufus. Well, after the two Ouroboros members anyways. If you've been looking for some strong opponents, you've found them. You're not wrong, but we're gonna pull through this, right? Absolutely. Alright. I think that is everybody. Yeah. Chatted with them, chatted with them. Alright. Now we gotta figure out what door opened. I would assume the door in front of me, right up here. Probably should save just to be on the safe side. Do you have like a... Did you shove like your stuff... Like, I mean, again, with how good Wi-Fi is and everything, not that I use it, and again, because I have a pretty good layout in my apartment for like being able to lay every Ethernet cord or whatever, like, so like it's all hidden. But like, do you have like a closet that you just shove like your router and everything into, or do you just have it like by your main computer? This elevator goes to Imperial Fortress Hall C. Let's activate the lever. 26 minutes have passed. Coffee's good. Like, I would have had my modem in here. I mean, I have one of those all-in-ones modem and router from Rogers. So I mean, I don't need multiple things. But I certainly remember the old days when I was at my parents' and you know, I wanted to get internet. So like, I remember like a modem being a separate thing, and then a router. So you had the modem, and then you had to buy a router. Or get a router, and even the routers were dog shit. So I remember like I'd hook it up to our cable, which was in the living room. And of course, like, I had to do all this. My parents are not internet people. And I remember like,
No.
so I'd then buy a switcher, because the modem or the router did not have enough connections on it. Like nowadays, you buy a, like I said, on top of the Wi-Fi being really good generally, and everything's being really good with it. I remember like back then, either things just didn't have Wi-Fi, or it was dog shit, or in my case, like living in an apartment, you know, I have all concrete walls, so that is not good for Wi-Fi. For the most part, like it works for Netflix and stuff like that, but it would not work well for streaming, or for any stuff like that. But yeah, I always wondered how, like, if I ever get lucky enough to buy a house, that would be like my first thing. I would make sure, like, if you're lucky enough to get a house that has internet connections throughout, just like by the wall outlets, that's a huge plus. But if not, and I had to run every line, I absolutely would run a line.
Let's do this.
I think it would just be easier.
Arcane Gale!
Or I just would stop caring, I guess.
Let's go, everyone!
Yes.
Understood.
But yeah, I remember having internet to play Final Fantasy
Very well.
11 on my PlayStation 2. And then,
Behold, the
so I'd have to
Vanguard.
have, there was a computer in the living room, and then I'd have a switcher in my room that would split off the hard wire to the PlayStation 2, to the computer, and then to the router. Oh my god, it was a complete mess. Nowadays, it's so much better and cleaner.
Shit!
Where are we heading? Oh, local big boy.
See ya!
This one's strong. Be careful.
He's strong, be careful? In what way should we be
Arcane
careful?
Gale! Ha!
Let's go.
Strike!
Here I go. You can't escape. Fire! Wide open. I'll assist. My turn. Brionac, activate. Fire.
Brionac, eh? There you go.
There. They're mine.
Oh God, you just have to pull one off, don't you, game?
Very well.
You've just got to pull one off. Such garbage.
Strike!
It's down.
An opening!
Now.
You know, I can play these games too, you know. I can play these games too.
Activate. Ragnarok. Destroy.
Let's go! Arcane Gale! Ha!
Broken in half. There we go. All right, let's swap out. Let's get some power
You got this.
in here.
I'll take over.
Let's get some power.
Now!
I agree with you. Like, I remember when we first got Broadman, it was like 30
Very
go.
well.
Oh yeah, like you know, and it's funny to explain to people like who are younger, like who just don't know. I mean, in the world
An
of
opening!
streaming music, streaming
It's my
movies
turn.
and shows, like, you know, no thought to it. I mean, I'm sure you're of the age that you can remember like Napster or Kazaa or what was the other? I mean, there's numerous music things or whatever, right? But like, and like to download a song would take hours. And then, of course, what was it? Was it Metallica that got them basically shut down? I think they sued them into the sun or something like that. But of course, like, you know, that's one of those things of like, Napster was like ahead of its
Good
time,
teamwork out there,
right?
Kurt.
And Kazaa was big
I'm
too.
always glad
Like,
to be of assistance, instructor.
you know, Metallica and many other groups just couldn't see the writing on the wall of like that was the future of music, right? Like,
Treasure located.
this is how people are going to get music. No one's going to go out and buy, you know, a CD or and like people still do, but I mean, like, you know, not to that extent. But you know, instead they were like, nah, we'll just zoom into the ground. Now, you know, fair enough on their end. I mean, what they were doing was not really good, but you know, they basically opened up the doors of what we have today, essentially.
Hello, Vivo.
Hello, Wolf Slayer. Happy Thursday.
Oh, shit!
Now's our chance.
Come on, you can't.
Azure Cleaver!
How we doing today? I'm doing well. Doing well. Can't complain.
I'm up!
Also, because no one listens half the time, but
Arcane
you
Gale!
guys are like my therapy session. Like, you know, I come on in here, I can
Let's go.
chat about my day, whether you want to listen to me or not. You're going to.
Strike!
That's just the way it's gonna
It's
go.
down.
That's the way cookies crumble.
An opening!
You're talking about old school internet, Wolf Slayer. Do you remember? You remember Napster?
There.
We want to listen, and you get to slap me. I think that's the trade, right? That's what makes it okay. Is you get to slap me when I say something stupid.
Let's go. Huh. Is that all?
That's what everyone likes. Got a later start today, so I've been playing catch up. Like you meant like a later day, like later start date to your work day? Are you like pretty flexible
Ready.
in like your start times? Like, do you just have to like
Now's our chance.
be at your chair for like, you know, a set thing or something like that? Or
I leave it to you.
Watch and learn.
I'm sure you'll have no problems catching up, my friend.
Judgment time.
Kind of behind on everything today. Late wake up, late to work, late to stream.
They're
That's
down.
okay. Don't apologize for those types of things. Just get yourself a big cup of coffee, pour a little something else in there, and you'll be ready to take on the day. All right.
Just call us the Dream Team.
pretty flexible for me as long as I put my 8 hours in and get my work done, no problemos. Okay, that's good. That's why I hear a lot of places like that, of people who work from home. Lothar, are you pretty much the same? Just you gotta put your 8 hours, or the other thing is if you have a set amount of work that needs to be done, usually that's the problem though, of like, you know, your work assumes that you'll need to use all 8 hours, but you realize it takes 4 hours, so either you just do all the work in 50% of the time, or you just drag that out to eat up your 8 hours, essentially, right?
Judgment time. Eat this. They're down.
I'll assist.
Let's go. Arcane Gale. Ha! Now, it's mine.
So DJ, I'll you're our trails expert out here. I'll throw this to you.
My turn.
Normally, my time is, I gotta take off at 2 o'clock. The little guy gets out earlier today because it's his last day. So as we maybe approach, 2 o'clock, because I know we're getting in the aspect of where like we're getting into end game. I'm assuming there's going to be some large cutscenes. So if it looks like that there's something coming up, I mean, I don't think something will be an hour long or whatever, but like, if we hit 1:30 and, I'm at a point where like, hey, if you beat this boss, it's going to be a 45-minute cutscene, I'd rather not start that, because 2 o'clock is my end date. Like, I cannot stream past 2 p.m., period. I'll have to do it like I did last time then, which I'd rather not to. I'd rather avoid having to play something on the internet, because that was hard enough to find. But I appreciate that, DJ. You're a firm believer that every employee should have a required list of tasks. Once that list is over, you can leave for the day. If you get your list done in 2 hours, hey, 6 hours return to you. But if it takes 8 hours, sucks. That's the game. Yeah, like, I feel like that's the game currently being played right now. Like, ever since COVID and a lot of people moved into working from home. I mean, I don't think there's ever been a company that did not see production or productivity, I guess you could say, go up, right? But, the complaint has always been of like, well, we're paying for a large office tower downtown and nobody's working in it, right? And so that angers the company, despite the fact that they're getting better productivity out of their employees. And they also like, there's obviously the control aspect of having people inside of an office as opposed to being at home, right? Like, I get all of these things, but it's a little silly when everyone was allowed to work from home and did so rather well. I never did. My job requires me to be at my work, but it does suck when, like, that's just the reason why you just want people to be there, is just because. Yeah, it's a little weird.
An opening. There. At once. Leave it to me.
Also, if I need to run out, then I'll do it and make it. Yeah, like I think that's what people love. Obviously, is just the flexibility of being able to do such things, right? Like, you gotta go up and go grab a coffee, or if you want to go out and run an errand or something for the hour, like, you can do so. Everyone's got their phones on them. Everyone's got email hooked up to it. These people are never really out of touch with anything. But
it's down. An opening.
A lot of bad managers need to justify their jobs and couldn't do that if they couldn't hover over their subordinates, right? I mean, it's funny, like on Reddit, I read a lot about people who are like, the reason why productivity was so high, say in COVID and even now, like if they get to work from home, is because you get rid of the idle chit chat that exists all around. Like, if you work in an office or you work in a cubicle and Jan decides to come on over by your door and shoot the shit for 25 minutes, if 4 employees did that, that's an hour plus lost of productivity out of you, right? From no fault of your own, right? Just shooting the shit, want to know how your day went or whatever, right? Like, and if you picture that happens every goddamn day, whereas if you were at home, there isn't going to be someone messaging you on I don't know what things use, Teams, Slack, whatever. people aren't just gonna want to shoot the shit with you, right? They might shoot you a message on whatever, you know, talking points they have, but you can interact with them on your own time and on your own moments, right?
Train even more.
You know, all this lost productivity moments are not going to be happening anymore. But then gone is the job of a manager who likes to just
I must continue
you know,
to train.
hover over people, right?
Yeah, I
Of
did
course,
it!
managers don't lose their jobs, right? It's the lowly worker. At least that's where I'm led to believe.
Shit! Shit! Ready.
Like, even though I don't get to work from home, I don't know if I would like to work from home, but like I still have a set of things that sort of need to be done. We sort of work, like, I mean, there is daily tasks and whatnot, but I mean, like, for the most part, we work in sort of like a monthly aspect of things that need to be done. So it's nice, like, you know, if it's too hot to go and do something inside of the steel mill or whatever, you can, like, okay, well, maybe next week it's gonna be a little cooler, makes it a little easier to do. That means you just have to work a little bit harder that next week. But, you know, you still got to make sure your stuff is done. So it still plays a factor, right? As long as it's done, no one is hassling you. It's never a problem.
It's my turn. Arcane, down!
It's definitely a factor in my view. The big thing is that people are happier working from home broadly.
All
Studies
right,
show time and
nice
time
work.
again that happier workers are more productive, but we resist that change at every turn. Yesterday I had to run out to pick up a little miss from school, and I didn't got back and worked a little later. Yeah, never told or asked, I just did it. And see, you would be what I would classify as a good employee, Lothars, right? Just you lay out those expectations and they're good, right? And I'm sure anybody would do that. Like, there's nobody just like, oh, well, you know, maybe I'm gonna take off earlier. That's the one thing, like, I sort of, you know, it's nice to see that of having that flexibility. That would be nice to have, or at least I would like to see it. But I can't have that type of flexibility in my work, unfortunately. You give your company free time and don't charge for it. Wow.
My turn. Shut. There.
Get Kurt up front just in case this stupid thing wants to hit him. Like, as an example, 1 week a month I am on call.
Good teamwork out there,
Right,
Kurt.
so
I'm always
I know you're in a
glad to
different
be of
province than
assistance,
we are.
Instructor.
And I think they just changed that in Ontario maybe a year or so ago. But people on call have to be compensated regardless. So I don't, like, is that a thing with your company now? Like, regardless of even if you're on call? Like, because whether or not, so that was the thing back, you know, before, like, especially at my work, things can happen, you know, 24/7, right? And so you'd have people, like, you know, who unfortunately are on call for their department, and so they have to be relatively in a work-ready state, right? But of course, nothing could happen. But, you know, essentially they couldn't go out, they couldn't, you know, they had to be reachable by phone and all that stuff. So the argument was like, you know, like, they should be compensated from that. And so in Ontario, they put something out that was sort of similar, like, you're on call, regardless of whether you get a call or not, you're still compensated in some way, shape, or form. And then if you are put into call, then you get a minimum of something like 4 hours or something like that. So it sort of works out, I guess, for everybody. But and then there's also, again, I don't know if this was just in Ontario or sort of like, I know a lot of states are starting to get this as well. There's I'm trying to think of what it's called. It's funny, like the government put out a bill for this, and then but shortly before, our work put out a policy, like, essentially stop bothering people at home unless, like, there's someone specifically on call. So, like, you're not allowed to call people at home for stupid stuff, and then if you do, they get compensated, but, you know, it's not good to do so you're not supposed to be doing so or whatnot. But
Arcane,
it doesn't really relate to me. I'm not in management or anything, and the only time they ever call me is to come in for overtime, and that's always an easy no. I have no interest in going into work when I'm not scheduled to do so. My off time's my off time. I enjoy it.
There! An opening!
You hold out hope that I see the 32-hour work week adopted in the US in my lifetime. It's unlikely, but I want it to happen. So it's funny that you brought that up. I'd be hopeful for that as well, but I'll give you something interesting. Someone in my shoes, and I'll give you an idea of my work week. So I work what's known as continental shifts. I work 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. or 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. My work weeks consist of one 4-day work week and one 3-day work week. So we start our week on Sundays, but essentially I don't look at it that way. But again, for easier purposes, so 1 week is Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then the other week is Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. As you can see, even though the start of a new week is a Sunday, that's why I'm always gone every other weekend, is because I have to work. So usually I have to work. What I look at it as, I have a 5-day work week and a 2-day work week. It's easier. So I would work on my long weeks, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the next week I work Wednesday, Thursday, and that's it, right? But that's the way that, I'm not the only person at my work on that schedule. There are people that just work 8-hour days, and then there's people who work 10-hour days, and then there's people like me who work 12-hour days. I don't know if that ever became broadly situated as how would they work a schedule for someone like me, or someone who works the 12-hour shift, right? Or even 10-hour, because obviously no one wants to lose any amount of pay, and I don't think people would, but obviously they're realizing the happier an employee is, if they're home more often, they're more productive at work when they are there, and don't take away work. So I don't know if they'd have to shift another another work day or more days off type of thing. I mean, I'd kill for more days off, but as most people say, I mean, you guys see, I stream quite often. Usually I only take days off. Like yesterday, I took the day off because it's the one day off for the week other than the weekend that my wife is home. So I mean, we were able to get some stuff done around the house and whatnot, like that type of stuff. But so that would be what I would think of Lothar's. What would probably happen is if the world just adjusted and said 32-hour week. That's how we're gonna do it. What would happen is probably, instead of drastically changing our shifts, or because it works so well, we would probably end up being compensated more. Or as it works for me, I get guaranteed overtime just because on those long weeks I end up working 48-hour work weeks, right? So anything after 40 hours is paid out as overtime. So I get overtime just because I work my normal shift. So if they started at 32-hour work weeks, it's probably just meaning that they're paying out far more overtime to a lot more people. Whether the money makes more sense or not to the company is where they would have to draw that line. They're like, oh, we're paying these people a lot more money because we have to, because we can't change their schedule. Or do we change their schedule where they're still only working X amount of weeks or X amount of days per week?
Showtime!
Right?
There!
I'll assist.
Very well.
My simple answer is that something that would be figured out once adoption begins. I think anyone that works a typical 8-hour day, 5 days a week should be starting point, because that represents, I would say more than a slight majority. I would say that's a lot of people. So you probably have 2 12-hour shifts and 1 8-hour shift. Yeah, even something like that would be really nice. What everyone dreads at my work or are not fans of, usually it only happens if we have training days or something. So that's what happens. That's the problem that I've always said. When I started at my company, we had a lot of people that were working on a shift rotation.
You're wide open.
I'll finish it.
I think we had 9 when I started. Now we have 4, if we're lucky, to be honest. I mean, now we're in summer season, but
Damn good
4 or
show you
3
put
is
on.
what we have. But we
Thank
used to have
you for
9
your help.
people. So
A matter of course.
the problem, is we used to do training because, just during work. Because we had enough people. And now because we don't have enough people, or we're deemed to, we're happy with the amount we have,
Found some treasure.
that if we have to do some training, it has to be done on one of our days off. So, we don't have a lot of, if you work, usually we do it on our short weeks. So, for me, I come off of working, let's say the weekend, let's say it's a night shift. So usually that's what it is. So I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. I get home Monday morning, and then I got to go in for a training shift for Tuesday morning, and then work Wednesday, Thursday. I'm exhausted. I get relatively a half a day off.
Okay.
And, those are the types of things that, like, I hate. But I get it. Like, there's not really much they could do about that, but it'd be certainly interesting to see how they would work that. I would love, working like a 2 on, 2 off, and then, work a Friday 8-hour shift and then off again for 2 more days. Like, that'd be great. That would be dream. Even more time off. But I know that they wouldn't work that way, type of thing. That's probably the type of thing that will probably come. I would be honest, probably after I retire, and maybe even you guys after you retire. I mean, I don't still like to think. I mean, God, I probably still have 20 more years of working, but I just don't think that that's something that's probably going to be happening anytime soon. You hear a lot of talk about that, Lothars, and then you do hear about people. How are you going to pay for it? Well, I mean, I always never understood of like people's take on that. Like, what do you mean? How are you going to pay for it? If you gave everyone, every citizen $1,000 a month, and then everyone runs the numbers and goes like, well, it's going to cost the government $1 trillion a year to give everyone money. I never understood, like, everyone just is like they assume that money just goes poof, gone, right? Like, if you gave everyone $1,000 a month, just as an easy term, a very small percentage of people are literally putting it under their mattress. Probably like 5%, literally. And that would be the argument of like, okay, that money is going nowhere, but the money's also not working for them, right? So what most people would do is, if you're relatively well off, you'd spend it on the fun things. I'd probably throw it into my retirement fund type of thing. But yeah, you're making it go back into the economy in some way, spending it on things that you couldn't afford beforehand, thus going back into the economy, thus being taxed again, right? All those things. Like, so I never understood people bitching, like, where's the money going to come from? Oh, yeah, God, it's right there. The 7-fold gem is a nice gem for uses. 7th caliber. Attacks and crafts can cancel farts with 100% chance. So it's basically an impede. That's what could we probably throw in there? Probably replace faint would be my guess. Does the same thing. Every single company that adopted the 32-hour work week has seen extreme increases in revenue and productivity, but for some reason, every higher up equates for more hours, more money, despite that being provided. Yeah, I really think we're heading for a recession, to be honest. I know everyone says that we're not, and everything's going well, but it really does look to be that way, in my opinion. And I hope everything works out okay for people, but we are absolutely in a terrible way, and we just keep kicking it down the road, unfortunately, here, Lothars. I mean, I think the problem is, and lesser too in America, but I would say the same thing. It's because it's relatively an election year for both of us. Like, I mean, I know our election isn't until next year of October, but in the US it's this year, I believe. But like, you can see, like, based upon in Canada, currently with Pierre Poilievre coming out, like, he's basically campaigning, right? And he will continue until the election of next year, unless something happens drastically and they force one somehow. I don't know how they would, but I mean, like, it's so everyone's afraid of doing anything, right? So everything's stagnant where we are and nothing's happening, and it's terrible. And everyone's got to unfortunately deal with it, which sucks. See, that's a weird thing though, Wolfslayer, right? Because that's a personal thing, right? Not a personal. Like that's like what people want, right? You get a politician up there and go, I'm gonna push for 32-hour work weeks. People are gonna cheer, right? The people. But the companies that give that politician money are gonna be like, no, we can't do that. My productivity, my bonuses, everything. And then that puts that guy that politician into a stuck spot. Like, oh, you know all that money we give you? If you keep pushing this 32-hour work week, we can't support you anymore. We're gonna go support this guy, who, you know, he's gonna get all the money, he's gonna get all the funding for his advertising, and you know, and people are gonna wonder how on earth did that guy win, right? Like, we aren't stupid around here. Well, maybe people are. I don't know. I mean, only Lothars and I really probably understand the Canadian market of everyone going on. Like, I'm sure you've seen Pierre with all of his takes on immigration lately. I mean, quite frankly, if you pay attention, he literally just says what everyone wants to hear where he goes. So if he goes somewhere specifically, he'll speak, like, if everyone hates immigration in area A, he says, like, I'm gonna fix immigration. Then he goes to area B, where they're all immigrants. He's like, no, I'm here for you. We'll get you jobs. We'll get you houses. And then he goes to area C, where they're indifferent. And then so he has to make a different take. Like, how are people not following this? He literally says the same, you know, a different thing just wherever the hell he goes. Like, I don't get these things. But, you know, just because he's not Justin Trudeau, he's going to become our next prime minister, it looks like. Whereas currently, I mean, as I've always said, at least we do have a year and a little bit before. There's a lot of time for Pierre to screw up. And maybe sometime, I don't know if I want Trudeau still, if he's even salvageable at this moment, but he's starting to do okay things. But, you know, it's probably an aspect of it's too little too late at this moment.
Do be careful.
Be on guard. It's strong.
As a symptom of a larger issue leads into another core belief of yours. Everyone campaigning for any public office is allocated 20 grand by the government for their campaign, no personal funds. I like that. I like that. Did you see on, I think it was on Reddit, there was a in Japan on the Japanese public broadcaster, they have to give everyone that runs for office, I think, like 10 minutes to talk. And so there was a guy dressed as the Joker just freaking out laughing. It's on Reddit, just check it out. I think it was on like the interesting as fuck subreddit. Yeah, like, it's unfortunate because Justin Trudeau, I don't think he's salvageable anymore. And he had an opportunity, sort of like when I guess his marriage was falling apart.
Moving out.
And, you know, he had come out publicly and said, like, that he's had a rough go.
Judgment time.
After that.
Eat this. There.
He had an opportunity to sort of go, like, I can't deal with all this going on. It's my time to step down. He could have stepped down with some dignity. And you know, obviously, and since then, it's just gotten worse and worse and worse for him. To the point where, like, you know, everyone hates him, right? Like, you know, hate's a strong word, but, like, I mean, nobody is interested anymore, right? And so, you know, poor Pierre is going to become the next prime minister.
Let's go.
And, you know, unfortunately, not everyone is educated in this type of stuff. Everyone thinks that Pierre Poilievre is going to change Canada for the better. I'm telling you right now, he's not going to change a single thing. Nothing will be different. And he will spend his first year or two bitching about how he is incapable of fixing all of the previous issues that the Trudeau government did it to him, right? And that's what's gonna happen. Sort of like how it works sort of now, like, although there's a little bit of truth to it. I do see, like, when Biden says a few things, you know, he's got to deal with all of the previous issues that Trump had done. And so Biden's got to fix that type of stuff, or at least that's the way it appears from an outside point of view. But, you know, like,
It's my turn.
You can't. There's got to be a certain line in that. Like, we're literally in an election year in America. You can't tell me, like, 3.5 years down the road that the previous president's problems are still your problems, right? Like, I'm not alone in thinking that, I don't think, and that can apply to any leadership of any country, I think. Like, there's a point where you got to stop using that as an excuse. You're the goddamn president. You're the goddamn leader of a country. You should be able to make these changes if you can. And I understand, like, things have to go run through the House and all that type of stuff. And you know, obviously depends on who's running the House. Things get voted in or not.
It's mine.
But yeah, as you said, you guys are still suffering from Reaganomics, you know, from Ronald Reagan, for Christ's sakes, which is terrible, right? You know, that guy was like, what, 6 presidents ago? 7 presidents ago, if that?
There.
And I guess that's
Alice,
if you think of it, like, if you had someone terrible come in, maybe the last guy, you don't want to give them so much power that they could change so many things, right? Because then it could be super scary, right? So you don't want the power of one single president, prime minister, whichever, the power to change everything just to their liking, right? You want to have a little bit of control there. And you're right, yeah, it's not possible to have that fixed. And unfortunately, I think a lot of voters, unfortunately, vote for change instead of seeing it beforehand. Like, you know, so everyone's sick and tired of Justin Trudeau, so they're gonna vote for Pierre Poilievre as their next prime minister, regardless. Like, they've already made their decision up. Whereas instead, you should have like, maybe if you didn't like the way the direction the Liberals were going, you probably, should have voted for a different party the last election, right? But instead we're reactive instead of proactive. And we're not the only country that's guilty of that. There's a lot of countries that do that. The US does it. Many, I'm sure, do it everywhere. So you have a conservative cousin that posted a meme about Greeks giving their politicians a year and auditing them before and after, and if they were stealing, they would be executed. I was going to say all his conservatives would be executed, but then I kept quiet and I'm in for auditing and execution. Rules for me, not for thee, type of thing.
There.
The US is also rapidly learning that our checks and balances system can be overstepped, granted not easily or quickly, if the entire party rallied around a single man. Yes, I mean, you can, I really think, like, I think sort of the problem is the way the world is going, specifically I would say in North America. I really think from an outside point of view, it does look like Donald Trump does have an opportunity to win again, which is crazy to think of, but he absolutely has another chance again, which is insane to me. But, you know, that's the way things are going.
I got your back.
thank you. Battle complete. Let's continue.
I don't. The problem with him being convicted, like, unless he's literally thrown in jail and then he can't be, I would assume, put on the ballot. But I don't think that's going to be dealt with before the election. But I don't think that turns people away from voting from him. But the people who are voting for Donald Trump, I don't think care whether or not he's a convicted felon now, right? Like, the people who are going to vote for him, that's irrelevant to them. They couldn't care less. Or they think it's all a big hoax anyways. Like, the little man's out to get Donald Trump, like, type of thing, right? So it's, yeah. He's the rally point for the entire, so what will they do when he's gone? Pivot to his son, fall apart? I don't know enough about, like, which son do you mean? Because, you don't mean his youngest, right? Like, I mean, I never really pictured, like, there's Donald Trump Jr., there's Eric Trump. None of them scream to me good politician. I mean, they barely were able to run his business, for crying out loud. I don't know if, like, that would run off of on name. Like, I don't think they're very alike his father.
No.
He'd be a good pup. Well, that's what you need then, right?
Oh, what a wonderful treasure chest.
You'll have people saying after inevitably he does pass, you'll have people saying, like, he's not really dead for probably the next 5 years. Or he's going to become the next Jesus and apparently be resurrected somewhere, right? I would assume they would find someone else at this point. I mean, like, I sort of thought when it was starting up, I really thought DeSantis would have been the guy. But the problem with DeSantis is he's not Donald Trumpy enough, which is, like, I don't know why people thought that's what they wanted, but that's what I thought, essentially. But they got rid of him relatively quickly. Like, they were just not interested at all. He picked a fight with Disney. So I thought he won against Disney. Or is that starting to bite him in the ass now? Because I remember he passed a lot of things about the land around Disney and all that stuff, and I thought, did they like, well, yes, I've heard that statement. Did they fight back and, you know, take it to the Supreme Court or something, and then he realized, like, oh, I can't actually do this? Because he was like, he's what, the governor of Florida? So I'm sure he can just make moves like that, you know, with the snap of his fingers, and then, you know, it happens, and then, you know, Disney has to go and like, oh, for God's sakes, you know, really? So they have to go above that and whatever, right? He can pass laws all he wants, but the second they threaten to move to a different state, he's dropped out. Oh, I mean, you know, they probably pay a pretty good amount of taxes that, you know, allow his state to do many nice things, right? Yeah. What's the other thing? The weather? The keys. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's weird to me. I mean, everyone knows a Florida man, Florida woman, and you know, and Florida just being sometimes like, I mean, you know, everyone thinks of the Bugs Bunny cartoon of cutting Florida off as a state. But as, you know, as a tourist to Florida, and, you know, my in-laws live there half of the year, outside of the politics of everything, and, you know, I didn't run into any terrible people, it's a nice place. You know, like most places, right? You know, it's, you can think of it that way, but who would like these boots? Oh, moon shoes? Sure. Yeah, I like having these types of conversations on channel, especially with, you know, people giving different perspectives. It's nice to get, you know, because we're open to everything around here. I always hate, and I get, because some people can't handle it, or if, you know, you had a channel of thousands of people and everyone's gonna have a different view, so maybe it's just because it's a nice small channel here, but like, I appreciate everyone's point of view. That's the beauty of the countries we live in. You know, I think everyone is allowed to have their say and support who they'd like, because otherwise we wouldn't have what we have. But I hate that a lot of channels really don't even want to start that. Probably because, you know, they don't want to get involved with it. But I think, you know, just having yourself an open mind makes things a lot easier for a lot of people.
Switch. I'll take over.
Something I once heard about Britain that applies here: the land isn't why people don't like going there. The royal family would be, I guess.
Let's go.
Or the weather. It's always raining.
The Vander style.
For all its faults, the U.S. has a lot of things going for it, our freedom of speech being paramount. Our ability to say stupid shit and criticize our leaders is some of the best in the world. Yes. And it's unfortunate when you see, you know, someone's
seen from above. The pathways here must
someone's
be
First
shaped
Amendment
like
right
an M
being
and a
taken
C.
away from them. Right?
Maribel Croyce's
Like whether it just be a
initials.
simple everyday
Or maybe M
state
for
trooper,
Maribel
police
and
officer of
C for
insert
Campanella.
town here, just because they don't
Sounds
like
like a
something,
hell of a reach.
and, you know, and then they
Almost
get
made this
sued
place
into
over
oblivion
1,000 years
because, you
ago.
know, they
You're right.
went all over your
Trying
First
to spot
Amendment
patterns
right.
everywhere is a bad habit of mine.
Like, you guys are, you know, you flourish with that. I would say, like, to a lesser extent, we sort of have that in Canada, but we can't certainly say everything and anything, because we have hate speech laws. So, like, that was the only thing. Like, I can only ask, like, I guess an American is like how that works. Like, we're sort of allowed to say some stupid shit, but, like, you can't, you know, the second you cross into, like, hate speech, that's where it becomes a crime. Whereas I believe in America, like, I'm fairly certain you're allowed to say whatever's on your mind, right? And say that's my First Amendment. That's my guaranteed right, right? And no one can hassle you about it, right? It's like that's where it's like it sort of gets in trouble of where that line is, I guess. The U.S. has those laws as well. Libel, hate speech, slander, outright threats against specific government officials are still okay. Okay. What the hell is that? It's actually illegal to say you want to kill the president if you're really specific about it. Yeah. But that makes sense, right? Crest of Ouroboros. And they drew some nice welcome signs in there. And a picture of the fool and Mishi? That's evil Mishi, but why would someone paint that here? And the picture is projected with magic, no less. It doesn't look like it's any craft of Erebonia, in which case... Somehow, it reminds me of something we saw at the Infernal Castle 2 years ago. Zeno and Leo drew something like that just for fun. Ah, yeah, I remember. It seems like forever ago. Huh, so they like clowning around. Yeah, but this is a little different. How to put it? You can tell that whoever drew this has some malicious intentions. Instructor? Could I be on the team for the next battle? Yuna, are you sure? I mean, it's not an unreasonable request. She's familiar with the opponents we'll be facing. The fool really got on my nerves, ever since what happened at Orcus Tower. But it's Maria Bell that I have to settle the score with. Not just for personal reasons either. I'm representing the SSS too. Their feelings towards Crossbell and determination to turn things around for the land she betrayed? I thought you might feel that way. Ellie and the other SSS members would be happy to hear that you're so determined to take on their enemy. Okay, Yuna, you're in. But Maria Bell is still an angle. She'll be accompanied by an enforcer whose true motives are still unclear. I get that it hits close to home for you, but you gotta be extra careful. Put yourself at risk. Right. Reen and Yuna are required as attacking team members. I guess I gotta change that. Isn't much I can probably change for. I think the one thing I actually was going to look at a global talisman. None of those are equipped, so I probably should make my way to get that. Where are the... I think I needed to make more of these things. No, not those things. Exchange. No. Not those. Hey! How are ya? Victory in the fourth rivalry is granted Reen the Sect's Order 1000 Force. I'm happy with those. I'm trying to think, maybe there isn't a place I can buy them. The items for the robots. I don't know why they're escaping me. I don't know where I could get more of those, if it's even possible. Probably not. You're doing well, thanks. Chilling in the bedroom after helping my dad repair the clothing line wheel. Did the tree that it was hooked up to screw off? Look under EX orb. Make EX orb? Ah, thank you. I just didn't scroll down enough because I think I need some of the... Yes. I need some of these boys. Repair stones for sure. 20. Grab it 8 of those. Gravestones are good. Thank you, DJ. Bird-do-do-do-do. Yeah, stock up. Yeah, because I remember I used a lot of those the previous fight. So we're heading on in here, I guess. We're all done everywhere else. I love how, like, the enemies are just waiting there for me. Like, you know, we're ready to go. Maria Bell and Campanella, it looks like.
So you've survived the 4th rivalry after all. Color me impressed.
Color has a U in it. We use the King's English over here. Oh, you stepped on my penis!
I guess the little prince just couldn't measure up.
You have stepped on my penis. How you doing, Cloud?
Given that he had the fortress's power, he should have had at least a 60% chance of winning. Oh well.
I love how there's like a split thing of people use when they come on into the channel. You have a set group of people who use the hello people that my son lovingly said, and then you have the stepped on my peanuts crowd. Also, as they're they get on in here. Both are equally entertaining from my perspective. So when will I be king? I don't know. I think I'm pretty low on that totem pole. You know, I'm well below Prince Harry, for crying out loud. Do I even have a chance? I don't know. I probably have more of a chance becoming king than I do becoming prime minister, though, right? Can you imagine I decided to step on into politics? How long would it take for like, let's just say I picked up steam somewhere along the line, right? Like, how long would it take for someone to go like, you know, oh, this guy streams? Like, I don't think I have anything bad I've overly said in my streams or anything, but you just know that some poor intern would have to go through my entire YouTube channel just looking for sound bites of something I've said and taken out of context and throw it up on an attack ad. I reference you to this. Yeah, that would probably do it. And then could you imagine they would have like a still of my face like this, and then just blow it up and be like, "Would you want this person as your next prime minister?" Yeah, it absolutely would increase my viewership. Yeah, that'd be on the news same day, and you'd be done. Yeah. And then of course, I would have to be. Unlike someone that's named as Dr. Disrespect, that guy, he seemingly digs himself a bigger fucking hole with each passing day. Sounds like that guy may never be back. I think it'd be hilarious. You just start like the political attack ad with like, "We're sperm brothers," and then just you put the competition on the side, like, "Do you want this man to be your next prime minister?" You wouldn't even have to say anything in regards to policies or anything. You'd just be like, everyone would be like, "Fuck no." But there would be a small minority of people who'd be like, "That's fucking hilarious. That guy's got my vote." Oh my, like, it sound like it ever, like, every time I talk about him, like, because we talked about him, after, essentially his you talked about his ban and everything, and now people are coming out, like, former Twitch employees are coming out and saying all this shit type of thing. I would get the common person vote. Yeah, I need to get everyone out and vote. That'd be what I would get.
And knowing Shirley, she would have gone all out when it came to battle.
AEW is not the greatest show. Unfortunately, it looks like for the past few weeks, DJ, it hasn't been a good show for a while.
Well, moving on. How do you care for our artistic embellishments? We figured this place could use some touching up.
Is this all just a game to you?
It will. it will certainly be interesting because every stream, there's many streamers who fuck up. Maybe not, I mean, mind you, not to the extent that Dr. Disrespect has. I think there's another guy. I don't want to get the name wrong, but something Giant Wolf or something. I don't know, like if I'm getting my story right or something, but I thought it came up like that he raped someone. That guy's still streaming. So I mean, you can fucking do some super terrible things, and somehow people will still follow you apparently. And I wouldn't doubt that Dr. Disrespect, if and when he ever decides to return to streaming, he is still gonna have a following. Like that's gonna be the drawing point for some people who are like, whoa, I didn't know like he was that fucking much of a weirdo. But there will still be the weird defenders that will be like, oh, fucking to the death, Dr. Disrespect, you know, to the end, buddy. Yeah. I mean, he basically lost all of his sponsorships, which usually happens when you get canceled.
You two really are the worst.
I don't know what's worse of like, are these companies just like clueless when something like this happens? Like, when he got originally banned from Twitch, nobody knew what the deal was, right? Like, what was it, 4 or 5 years? Well, that's what I was gonna say, Lothars. It's like, they don't care, right? But then you had everyone just like, we'll stick with him. We don't know why he was banned. Like, nobody in that company thought to themselves of like, did anyone wonder why he got banned permanently? Like, and maybe fair enough, maybe they didn't get an answer. And then that was the end of it. They're like, well, this guy makes money and that's all, the end all be all, right? His money. But no one because now what's happening is now it came out from a guy, a former Twitch employee, their NDA passed, and they didn't even mention Dr. Disrespect by name, but he just mentioned like, oh, and by the way, this streamer was banned because he was, texting a minor. And that was the end of it. And everyone just jumped to Dr. Disrespect, and then it came out that it was him. But then, people started talking and saying like, oh, like, his gaming company that he founded dropped him because, even if it's relatively somewhat true, they don't want to be associated with him like that. And then, the San Francisco 49ers aren't going to deal with him. Pepsi company that with Mountain Dew aren't going to do anything. All these, Turtle Beach left him. And I'm sitting there thinking like, why didn't anyone just question when he got banned of like, maybe we should just look into this a little bit. Maybe we don't want to be involved with this. But no, it's only now that everything is coming out. Like, oh yeah, geez, oh yeah, separate ourselves from this guy. Oh, we hadn't worked with him in years. Like, no, you were still associated with him. That's a shitty thing. Just like Sniper Wolf, when she doxed Jack's films, YouTube didn't care at all till everyone was telling them to do something. So did they ever do anything to her? Because you ever remember, YouTube really doesn't do a lot. Like, you basically have to kill somebody for YouTube to be like, oh, okay, you stepped over that line. But meanwhile, you can show your asshole on Twitch and get a 3-day ban. So, and then come right back to millions of viewers.
I see McBurn's not with you.
The 49ers dropping him in their replies to that made me laugh because it was like Dr. Disrespect. 40 miles. That's great. She got demonetized for like a month and then she was doing stuff on another channel. Right, which, I feel like, I don't know how you would prevent that on YouTube. I'm sure YouTube can do the same thing. But like, if your main account on Twitch is banned, you can't go on to an alt account on Twitch and go back to making money. Then they get you for ban evasion. But again, I don't think YouTube cares. Like, YouTube is so big in comparison to like what Twitch is, and everyone thinks Amazon to Twitch. It's not the same thing. I mean, they're owned by Amazon, just the same as I guess Google owns YouTube. But Google is really up here for content as opposed to what Twitch is doing as a live streaming thing. But yeah, don't expect anything.
Even so, I can sense him.
Oh sure,
waiting for us somewhere in this fortress.
You're not wrong, Cloud. Oh, fuck, that is really good. That is fucking really good. Yeah, my guess would be is he's probably. I don't think he'll come back. I mean, the guy made Dr. Disrespect made, I would assume, more than enough money for him to go away. Right? Whether or not he's got a life to go back and live, that's up to him. But I don't think he can be a public figure anymore in any way, shape, or form.
My, how perceptive.
I don't
Those
think
senses of yours
there's
are
very few
impressively
things that
sharp.
people can recover from, you know, on the internet, and you know, anything to do with kids, minor, whatever. I mean, you know, basically, look at it anyway. Anyone under 18 is classified as a kid. Call them whatever you want. It doesn't matter, right? But yeah, that's the way to look at it. Like, very few things anyone can bounce back for, and that's absolutely one of them.
Perhaps it's something you picked up from being the sacrifice.
Or does he come back and call himself Dr. Respectful now? Tiger King, we are never going to financially recover from this. That's a hell of a meme.
It seems like McBurn has his own things he wants to take care of. But I've gotta say, he's been real fired up since you're running at Orcus Tower.
I'm sure McBurn is going to be one hell of a fight.
We promise not to play too rough. If you're curious, why don't you go check up on him yourselves after we're done here? Well, assuming you managed to make it past the Jade Rook too,
Is the
of
Tiger
course.
King guy in jail, still alive, around somewhere?
Your words mean nothing. You don't even have any intention of taking
Still in
this
jail.
battle seriously.
It sounds like they're only going to do the bare minimum to fuel the rivalry.
That's right. The more I understand how the rivalries work, the more intrigued I am.
I mean,
They're
Tiger
very
King.
well
That's what got
designed.
everyone through COVID.
They're actually the perfect reference for my Ars Magna research. So please, don't hold back. I'll need every little bit of data I can get from you.
I just sit here and I look at Maria Bell, and I sit there and I think, she must have do her hair at 3 in the morning to have all those curls stick. That, or she's got some amazing hairspray.
You really are the worst.
You may be an Anguis, just like the Steel Maiden was, but you're nothing like her.
Oh my. I'm terribly sorry if I offended you. I considered dropping in to bid her farewell, but since we weren't especially close, I decided it wasn't my place. To be honest, though, I'm a little surprised McBurn didn't stop by.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
Who knows? Maybe he already said his goodbyes.
Yeah, it looks like it's very high maintenance.
I'm sure our other members outside of Erebonia would have liked to pay their respects too. Oh well. That's just how
Wolf
things
Slayer,
go
you ever think that you
sometimes.
could make your hair like that? I mean, I know you have long hair. Do you think you'd ever throw the pigtails out and just start curling?
I've got a question for you two. It might be a little late to be asking, but what happened to taking back your Phantasmal Blaze plan?
Miss Biscuits wouldn't be able to keep her hands off him. He wouldn't be able to go to work. Only with about 6 cans of hairspray. So it's doable, though. I suggest you do so. And then when you do it, Wolf Slayer, then you have to start streaming. And then you become that guy. Hair like that can drill for time. Hey, did you see that new guy, Wolf Slayer? He's got hair like Maria Bell. I don't know how he does it. You could actually make your stream just you doing your hair like that, I think. You turn it into like makeup streams and whatnot.
And why would you possibly be interested in that little SSS fangirl?
Be a solid 7-hour stream for sure. Longer than I go.
It's because the SSS got wrapped up in it that I want to know. And now that we're on the topic, there are a bunch of things I just
Are you back
don't
on
get about
support again today, Cloud, or at least till noon, and then you gotta actually figure life out of dealing with real people? Then Jordan will rename OnlyFans to Only Jordans. It'll just be me wearing Air Jordans. That extra S really saves the game from some unique criticism. Yes. Yes. Yes, it does.
You go around pressing people's buttons and making evil grins, but I don't get the feeling you're as much of a jerk as you let on. And on top of that, people say you've looked exactly the same for the past decade. What even are you?
There's people who don't age for decades, right?
Oh?
Could he be a homunculus like me and Milliam?
Nah. His facial expressions, the malice behind his grin, it all seems way too human. I don't get the feeling he's an immortal either.
So he is not an immortal like Hulk Hogan.
And you, Mariabelle. Let's forget the fact that you're a scummy traitor for a moment.
Didn't anybody else see the What Killed WCW? I just watched that yesterday. Like all 4 episodes back to back to back to back.
Why the heck did someone as self-absorbed as you swear allegiance to the Grandmaster?
I thought it was comical. Like, this isn't really giving anything. It was good, but it's funny how like there were not a single person had all the same answers as to what killed WCW.
I wondered that about Vita, too.
I was gonna say Lothar. I was worried that it would be a little bit too much. Like, I mean, because I liked it. If you've ever seen the Monday Night Wars on the WWE Network, like it's like 20 episodes long or whatever. I thought it was gonna be a little too swayed to one side because obviously WWE is the one that stuck around. So the Monday Night Wars were a little bit more heavily influenced to go WWE way. And then I was like, oh, well, maybe Vice will be a little bit more on the same side. And then I saw, like, it was The Rock, Rock's production company that was doing it. I was like, oh, God, they're going to go WWE. But it was actually pretty good. They actually did a lot of work for it. It's a good watch.
And even the Steel Maiden, she was a proud
Did
knight.
I see what I
Why
posted
would
on
she
Discord?
serve such a group?
When did you post something on Discord? Like, oh, God damn it. What am I missing? God damn it. Oh my God. It's in Super Kick Party. Okay, I'm trying to, my son's school messaged me, so I'm trying to figure what the hell was wrote. Oh my God! I swear to God, things were a lot easier when I was in school. You didn't have these stupid apps that don't work, that everyone just freaking... Nothing works! Oh my God. Show the messages that you're trying to show me. Little guy took a tumble apparently today. Literally within the first 5 minutes they went outside, bumped his head. Great thing for the last day of school, but he's a trooper. He'll be fine. Vice TV has revealed Vince Russo said "bro" 353 times during the course of his 4-hour interview session for the movie. Yeah, the bro count was a little high. Yeah, he's got a little. It looks like he'll have a little bump on his head, but he's okay.
Aren't the enforcers free to do whatever too?
It's funny because he isn't even in. Vince Russo isn't even in that episode until the last episode. But it's funny, like he says "bro" like in his first sentence.
If they want to leave the group, Ouroboros doesn't try to stop them at all. What kind of evil organization works like that?
David Arquette going up to Booker T. How many times were you world champion? I haven't been world champion.
Wondering that
Oh
for a while
shit.
now too.
Yeah, he has like a podcast or something, right?
The Steel Maiden went off and did her own thing, and Sharon's quit completely.
He is. He doesn't get a lot of credit, unfortunately, because either people hate Jim Cornette or like, I mean, they're indifferent to him, right? Like, I don't mind Jim Cornette. I thought he was good for wrestling. He has good takes.
Not just them either.
But
Joshua,
unfortunately,
Ren,
people don't.
Blue Blanc, the late Blade Lord, and one other I've heard
like
about.
him. I saw his review of the first episode, but I should check that out because he usually does pretty good on those.
If you add Vita too, then that's a lot of your group that's gone AWOL.
Yet here you are, acting like it's no big deal. This shit don't add up.
It's AEW, DJ. It's starting to make less sense every week.
Your whole group just doesn't act like a team at all. It's like... how do I put it?
Ouroboros is an organization comprised of people who work to further the Grandmaster's goals.
I think this, I've said this before, like this, it's a very simple, easy statement. AEW has a really good roster, and at times is perfectly capable of putting on some of the greatest matches that people can see in wrestling today. Unfortunately, the last couple of years, they have failed to do what people want to see with wrestling as well, and it's intriguing storylines. You can have all of the great wrestling in the world, but if you can't explain why two people are wrestling or why someone's teamed up with someone or have an intriguing way as to tell a story, it can't just be wrestling. And that's the problem of AEW has been currently dealing with and has been dealing with for a long time, and they can't, for whatever reason, figure their way out of it. And that's why WWE is starting to become far more interesting to people to watch, because that's what people want to see, is the story. Yeah, and like, I don't know if that just existed, like, the only one that spoke up was Kenny Omega, to a lesser extent Cody Rhodes. That's probably why he left, but he's too much of a professional to say so. But Kenny Omega basically had said, like, while he's been off dealing with his stomach issues, is that, like, he sort of said, like, I haven't really done anything as an EVP in a long time. So you're either left to believe that the existing EVPs are getting their hands stuck in everything, which is unfortunate, but it's their company. I think that's the problem, and it's so hard for someone like Tony Khan, because apparently he doesn't know how to say no to anybody or anything, that he just lets them do what they want. And that's why I said the last couple days, like, it's turning into WCW. The inmates are running the asylum, and you can't have that. And that's why, like, you have a little bit of control. Take someone like CM Punk. He probably got into AEW with high hopes, as I'd assume he did. It looked like he was going to go fun, and then you realize, like, everyone hates me, and I can't make it work here. He comes back to WWE. I'm sure there's people who hate CM Punk, not just for storyline reasons, in WWE. But WWE, as a conglomerate, as that corporation, they do the right corporate thing. They separate CM Punk from those people or from getting involved in those things. Nobody did that to him in AEW. They let CM Punk roam free and let people, and it became a disaster, right? And then they just, like, you have Tony Khan come up, I feared for my life. Yeah, okay, whatever. But I think that's what they did in CM. They were like, okay, we have this guy, let's make money with him. And if there's anybody that hates, keep him away from him. Like, don't fire people, they don't work together. That's it. We have them do everything that's just nines all the time, and that's how it works, right? Like, only in AEW could you screw up a storyline where you have arguably the greatest wrestler of our generation, Okada, and not know what to do with him. Right? Whoa! Thank you, DJ. So, see, I did not know. I don't like, that doesn't come up that you had to pay biddies for that. Yeah, that's where I'm like, it's unfortunate. Like, I don't know what Triple H was talking about when he said, like, you know, people didn't want to come to WWE because they couldn't work once a week or whatever. It could have been him referring to Okada. It could have been him referring to Ospreay. It could have been just making a generational statement, right? But I feel like if the WWE could have got Okada or Will Ospreay, they're a big enough name that if they only want to work a couple days a week, WWE would have found a way to make it work. Absolutely. I think that's how it goes. I really feel like everyone's going over to AEW because they're getting guaranteed money. They're getting good money. They might be getting, you know, oh, I get to work with my friends. When in reality, it's starting to show that they probably should have went to WWE because they probably would have gotten a story written better for them. And it would have made people recognize who they are. Ethan Page is bigger in NXT for 4 weeks than he was ever in AEW.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
You know what, Cat, it is, and I gotta get a beer. I can't miss it this time. I can't miss it. I'll be right back. We got beer, beer, beer. We got beer. And you got beer. It's great. Had a customer yesterday, 7:30 a.m. said she was going to have a beer because I got her internet working. And I told her my friend who streams says it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and she laughed. Pizza's in the oven. Life is good. Life is good. I got, what on earth is this? I got a Czechvar. The original Czech-O... No. It's not Czechoslovakia. The Czech Republic lager. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Some German white beer. Like, you mean like a, what would you call that? Like a, oh, there's a name and it's escaping me. I'm sure it'll be mentioned. Hefeweizen. Skeets. I always wonder why a lot of times the white beers are always generally not filtered.
But at the same time, your members are also part of some bigger experiment.
Regardless, I'm sure it tastes good though, Kat. Do you have like a what is it, a pizza oven?
That's it.
Or just the normal,
Damn it, Egret.
everyday
Why
oven?
you gotta steal my thunder like that?
Wow, those are some serious leaps of logic right there.
Pizza's
But
homemade.
Maybe this was bound to happen.
Always
at some
sounds
point.
wonderful.
That's right.
7:30 a.m. beer, though.
Fate being
That sounds
swallowed by the
wonderful.
Empire, the SSS's findings,
I might do that
the
tomorrow.
gospel plan. Anyone who cared to put together all these pieces should have been able to realize what was truly going on.
Not like I got work.
But it's certainly a surprise.
And the little guy will be here, probably cheering me on, right?
Was it Mr.
Everyone will be happy to know that that Logan will be back on stream starting tomorrow. If he chooses, of course.
No. To be honest, I'm just as surprised.
Got a little Mott's, Gouda, chorizo, bacon, bell pepper, onion, and black olives. You had me until olives, Kat. You had me till olives.
It actually makes perfect sense. She has the perspective of both Crossbell and the Empire. and the will to never.
You ever seen like the Instagram reel of little people like doing like shot put or something, and then it changes to like someone throwing a black olive onto the pizza or something? Feta on the pizza. Olives are not life, Wolfslayer. They're not. They only belong in a martini, and they can just sit there, okay? Why does that not shock me at all, Lothars?
It's thanks to both
You put pizza in
Reen's
front of
ability to bring
Lothars,
out the
it
best in
disappears.
people, and Yuna's own determination that she's come so far.
If Reen is the core of Class 7...
I'm pretty open to food. Shocking!
Then maybe Yuna is the bridge that links Class 7 to the world.
Kat, you live in Europe, I think. Has Europe adopted the 32-hour work week yet? You guys are generally well ahead of us in North America in changing the world. I just thought about this. Imagine you lived in a world of Quiet Place and you farted. Would you die from the monsters? I would assume so. Like, I only saw the first movie, The Quiet Place, because there's a new one coming out and then there's a Quiet Place 2, right? No one ever farted, right? It was always like someone sneezing or coughing and then they died. So I would assume, like, obviously if you fart, it's over. Obviously you would want to make it well worth it, right? Like a really long, overly extended fart. You wanted more chorizo on my pizza, but my boyfriend ate most of it, not realizing it was my pizza toppings. Off with his head then. So Europe is still 40 hours. You can choose to work less, but get paid. So how do people in these weirdo, just for statements purposes, like all these places that I hear that have what are they called? Siestas? Like,
whoa there.
How do these people work?
I think you're giving me
When they shut down, from 10 a.m. till 4 to have a nap and a glass of wine, and then somehow get back to work for 2 hours.
I'm just trying to get as much info out of them as I can.
Can you go home and have a siesta, Kat? The Netherlands is not siesta land?
Knowing them, they're just gonna get in our way, say something
What is
big,
the Netherlands
and then
known
vanish.
for then? Cheese sandwich land. So you can't just go off and have a 4-hour cheese sandwich break? It sounds a little silly.
You're standing
to be
against
honest.
us right now because you feel like it. But I'm fighting back for the sake of those who believe in the future.
Everyone
I
needs
have no
cheese
idea what
sandwiches for
Ouroboros
lunch.
is planning after the Great Twilight's over. But whatever it is, we'll put a stop to it. Just like we're going to stop you now!
Wow, not
Lothars,
bad.
you had us already. You said that you like all food.
You tell him, girl.
Well said. I'm proud
It's
of you.
too fancy. Just everyday white
that was
bread,
absolutely
cheese, white bread. Nothing fancy.
Una Crawford.
It needs to be
I
cold
must
and depressing.
admit, I didn't expect such a fine diamond in the rough from the city I left behind.
Of course, it was Thor's Class 7 that cut and polished her. And thanks for that excellent little speech of
You
yours.
go, girl.
I think I'll actually go all out for once.
This ain't half
Damn
bad.
it, of course they've got backup.
Brace yourselves, everyone. We're gonna have to give this everything we've got.
Are you really then a Dane then,
Let's
Cat, or
begin,
what?
Shall we?
Is that what we call
were
you? A
only
Dane?
planning to have a little fun with you.
I apologize if I
But
get that
seeing
wrong.
as you won't stop going on about togetherness
Ah!
and bonds,
Almost
maybe
overfilled.
it'd be fun to see what happens if I thin your ranks a little.
Dane is Denmark. Shit.
How about this?
Netherlands.
If you show me a good time,
duchy?
I'll throw in a little bonus.
Are you a duchy?
I'll share a juicy tidbit about the society. If you win. Only information the Grandmaster has permitted me to share, of course. I want to hear you fight.
Duchy.
And struggle.
I-E and not a Y, eh?
Pain!
Are all of you Ouroboros people actually insane?
Yes, Mock, yes, they are insane.
Give you a fight!
Not to be
Class
confused
7,
with
prepare
a
for battle.
Deutsch there.
Don't be
That is
fooled by
is
their
that a
tricks.
German?
Fight them with
I would assume
everything
so.
you have, with the power of all our friends and allies.
Right.
Can't just be simple, like Canadian,
Welcome,
American.
one and all. Enjoy
Are you a
this
Mexican
carnival
or a
of
Mexican?
pleasure and pain.
The harder you try, the more fun it'll be.
I guess when you get into Europe, it does become a little more confusing. Are you a Finlander? What else would there be?
Forth, my beloved creations.
I don't even know. The problem is that in Dutch, a Dutchie is a Nederlander. Well, what's a Nederlander? Oh God, they put on no orders.
Arcane
See, in Canada, a Dutchie is a donut.
Let's go.
And I'm sure probably in America as well, but.
Here I go.
I think I need to get someone like over here so I can start doing some line moves. Dutchie can also be a vessel for smoking the devil's lettuce. I appreciate you calling it that too. That's hilarious.
My turn.
That probably won't work to get all of them together.
No escape. Now.
It's all legal over there, though, right, Kat?
Here I go.
Ah. Who's got a... She's surely got one.
You got this! Leave it to me!
Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted.
Pierce through! Rosetta arrow! Now!
An opening!
Not today!
Help me out now, would you? Out. Shaw.
Oh, wait, what are you calling upon children?
You go.
Okay, you can stop hurting me at any moment here.
Good luck!
Thank you.
All right, let's get a heal in here, geez, or something. White decoration, 8 turns, 90% deduction of damage. That sounds pretty good. We get something, okay, that will probably work as well. 3 times, 30% recovery. Do that, starters.
Clean! Brilliant design!
My turn.
All right. Hate to waste the turn again, but I feel like I got to get Laura on each side. They're not really working. Although at the same time, that thing's probably gonna be gone. So let's not do that.
I'm up.
Thing isn't even gonna attack, so
Arcane
it's 30 degrees here this week. It's been it's actually cooled down for us over here, but we were dealing with 40 degrees with the Humidex all last week, and that has been super terrible.
Pierce through! Rosetta arrow! Now!
An opening!
Do you guys have air conditioning in your homes, Kat? I know, like in Europe, that's not really a thing. Right, I mean, it probably should be now because you know the Earth is getting hot. But oh God, who died? Rain died. Great. That didn't go over well.
Good luck!
Thank you. Unforgivable!
Sorry, everyone.
Time to switch seats. Shuffle, shuffle.
Let's go.
God damn it, I hate that he lost 175 points there. I don't even know what, like, hit him there.
Ha! Thanks.
By flowing mana.
My turn.
Alright, you're
Sorry.
gonna be close enough to
Leave
get
it
rid
to
of
me.
that now, thank God.
Let's go. It's down. An opening.
Come forth, my beloved creations!
God, your moves are just
Flowing
annoying!
Be gone!
Oh, this will probably kill Laura. God damn it! Oh my god!
I was careless.
Alrighty then.
I didn't think they'd hit so hard.
Ha! Switcheroo!
Big guns. Focusing energy. Fire! Not done yet. Go! Valiant charge!
Sorry. Wow, that's messed up.
Wait, how did Reem die?
Here!
What the fuck is going on in this fight? Jesus Christ. Spill, don't spill, don't spill, don't spill, don't spill, don't spill, don't spill.
Let's see how this treats you.
Well, shit.
Here we go. Riot Flame! Ha!
Why? No.
Leave it to me.
Leave it to me.
Watch and learn.
Leave it to me.
EPCP costs 150. God damn it. Probably wait till it's Ash's turn to do something there. And then use it.
They're open.
It's mine. Leave it to me. Yeah. Let's do it.
There.
This is it. My turn.
Okay.
There.
My turn.
Alright, that's all said and done. Alright. Use your dragon incense. Get everyone back up and running.
Sure.
Oh, shit.
You have my thanks.
That's not what I wanted to do. Shit.
Divide and transform. Sync complete. Brave mode on. Accelerate.
Yeah, I probably didn't want to use that for the critical one, but that's fine. We'll recover.
Solaris Springer.
Brace yourself.
Blinding light. Gather in my blade. Iola's Saber!
What I tell you? Fun, huh?
Ooh. You're sending shivers down my spine.
All right. Let's do this.
It's probably where they're gonna do something
Blade of
extremely
darkness.
stupid.
Leave my foes.
They're probably gonna become enhanced.
See you in Gehenna. Fourfold Slayer.
Witness the power of the
there it
well-trained
is.
alchemist.
Now
Oh my god, how many turns in a row are you gonna get?
I'll show you the wonders
Oh, I
of
was hoping to
alchemy.
get that 90% reduction there happen, but
Come forth, my darling.
this is gonna tickle, I'm sure.
Here I come! Curious Santa! Sleep tight now.
I'll save you.
Thanks.
Okay, these girl didn't die.
Damn you!
My turn.
Alright. Probably gonna be... I want something that's gonna heal, but... I mean, that could do. But it's only for 4 turns. Oh.
Woo! White decoration! Leave it to me. What? Shine over us all!
time to switch seats. Shuffle, shuffle.
Didn't he do that like in the
Moving out.
Azure or Zero games as well? I sworn he did. All right.
Ha! Switcheroo! Showtime! Wow, that's messed up.
Help me out now, would you?
I gotta get like Laura and Reem and everyone back in here. Not that I don't mind the current party setup, but it's not the greatest going on right now.
My turn.
I gotta get the winners back in.
Sorry.
Leave it to me! Arcane Gale! Ha! Now!
It's like a weird like sound somebody makes when they get hit.
Leave it to me. Divine Shield, protect us!
My turn.
Ah, that's what's gonna suck.
Switch.
Leave it to me.
Here's a present. Go, go,
Matter
go!
anyways, perfect. Oh,
Let's see how this
they're
treats
so
you.
quick.
It's my turn!
That is what. All right, we need to use this. Should be able to get rid of that thing on him.
Crimson Flash! Now!
There! Leave it to me.
All right, can you? Oh, you don't even have. Well, I guess we could do that. No, that doesn't even do it. No. I thought he had Recurria. Gonna have to use an item. Ugh.
Yeah.
Can't have him not
Appreciate it.
attacking.
Let's go.
All right. What's the move here on the final? What do they each got? Under 100 grand, 50 for him. That might be it. And the insight. Little Laura.
Triumph! Avalon Heart!
Some big hits.
My turn.
Time to switch
Didn't realize
seats.
Bro had Nightmare on top of
By flowing
Fusion,
mana.
it looks like.
Be crushed!
Sort of hoping for a critical to pop up while the Avalon Hearts was up, but doesn't look up. Ow. Oh my god, how many things can you just murder me off of? Alright, we've got to cure him. So we can do something here.
Thanks.
Probably should have healed with him, but
All right. All yours.
Leave it to me.
Ha! Switcheroo!
Pierce through! Rosetta arrow!
Wow, that's messed up.
Brace yourself.
Blinding light, gather in my
wait, where did Eustace just get off to going down to 269 there? What happened then?
Not bad.
Eternally flawed. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is
Should be
form.
ended right here though.
First,
Everyone count to 8. Show me you're capable. Show me that you've learned something in kindergarten.
6, 7, 8 leaves. Breaking dawn.
My turn.
Still couldn't finish him off, eh? You guys have Campy Shuffle instead of tagging him at least. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Wreak havoc. Chaos storm. My turn.
Oh. Does anybody have... Oh, he's got it.
My apologies. Watch and learn.
I mean, he's got everything down, but oh, your movement can't reach that far. All right.
Showtime! All right. Let's do this.
That was a tough fight. That was a really tough go. Have I played any Vampire Survivors? Is that old, like, 8-bit top-down game where it's just like, you know, you constantly are getting upgrades every 5 seconds? If so, no, I have not played that. But I've seen many streams and videos about that. It looks interesting.
Let's move. All right, got it. I must train
All right,
even
before
more.
this all goes to hell, I'm going to just take a quick hot piss. I'll be right back. I'm back. It got a Contra DLC. Interesting. I hope you guys could hear me when I was saying that. Contra was a great game.
Yeah, I did
Contra was a great game. Sorry, still is a great game, right?
I must continue to train.
All right, so now, who do we got to deal with after a relatively tough battle there?
I did it! Stats updated.
Morty!
That's how it's done.
I remember fighting those things, but they all disappeared, eh?
We did it!
How'd you like that?
Dear me, how unexpected.
Campanella looks a little wobbly on those legs.
Oh, I even used the skills I copied from the Iron Bloods, but it didn't make a difference.
Well, off they go. They didn't
I
fall
won't let
unconscious like everybody else. Oh,
I'm
here we
coming
go.
too.
My, you're not as easy to shake off as those simpletons from the SSS, are you?
Simpletons.
Come on now. Do you seriously think you can capture us?
No, I doubt we'd be able to. And honestly, I wish I could just tell you to get out of our sight.
Further, attacking wounded opponents would bring no honor.
But you said you'd give us more info. So it's time to pay up.
What the hell happened with the Phantasmal Blaze plan? Let's start with that.
Oh, fine. The truth is, the plan is still in effect. In fact, it's nearly at its end.
It's a fun game, just a game I can shut my mind off. People don't realize how important it is in this day and age to have a game that you can play just like that, right?
Once the rivalry of the Seven has been completed, our objective will be met.
Like, to an extent, Final Fantasy XIV is that for me.
How come Vita wasn't even aware
There
that
are
your
things,
vote would
obviously, that
change?
you can't shut your brain off to, but
Well, that's because she just wanted to lift the curse through the
I think,
rivalries she was
I think when it came out, I remember Jeff Gersman was sort of talking about Vampire Survivors. He sort of referred to it as, like, I know it's not a clicking game or one of those idle games, but I assume, like, you get so powerful at some point that it sort of feels like that, right? Shut your brain off, you're just mindlessly going around watching colors and shit all go off, but it sucks that 14 has been having maintenance for a bit, but I get it with Dawn. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's, we were talking about that yesterday. It is a little weird that, like, usually maintenance, I mean, I only have to compare, like, World of Warcraft, but even World of Warcraft would be at most a day, usually, for when they were releasing an expansion, but I think it's also due in part because they're doing the graphical update as well, and those are like two different things.
We, on the other hand, are here to witness the reformation of the Great One.
So hopefully it's back up and running in the morning for us to play.
Though to be honest, we don't actually care whether or not all its pieces stick together properly.
I might have to log in. I mean, we might play a little earlier tomorrow, actually. I didn't even think about that. I might start streaming earlier tomorrow. Because I don't have to take the little guy to school. But if it's not running, if it's not up and running, or if I shouldn't, I'm not on a free trial, so I shouldn't have to wait too long to be going in. I think that's one of the things with the free trial is something like tomorrow when a new thing launches that, it lets people who pay the monthly subscription precedent before free trial people. Tomorrow, GOTR support 11 to 2, so I can run if you want to. Okay, yeah, I mean, for sure. We'll be the only idiots running Heaven's Ward content, right? Yeah, it's always 24 hours, and also, as always, Cold Steel 4, Jordan did misspeak last stream, yes.
Hello, Viva!
Yes.
What do you mean?
I got so confused, I completely forgot that, what days were which. I forget my own schedule.
In other words,
how you doing,
your
biscuits?
goal isn't to claim the two Septarians, but rather, you intend to return the power divided among the Divine Knights back to one.
And it doesn't matter to you if it's properly reformed or
become
not?
one. I need some love and I've never been in love before.
That's right. We don't care if they disappear either, the same way the Septarian of Mirage did. Observing the path each of the 7 Septarians
Busy at work today,
when
so I'm
dropped
glad
into
14's under
mankind's
maintenance and you
hands in
aren't
this
streaming that.
possible
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
That is our goal.
What am I
The
streaming
driving
tomorrow?
force behind the
I fucking don't
Grandmaster's
even
plan.
know. Is it 14? I don't want to misspeak again. 50-50 shot between 14 or Baldur's Gate 3. Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, like I said, I probably will have to log in earlier to get in, but I might start the stream earlier tomorrow, because I'll be up, and I mean, I'm not saying that anybody else has to be up. I just will stream longer tomorrow, but the little guy doesn't have to go to school, so I'll probably be up at like 7:30, 8 a.m. and get him his breakfast and just roll right on into an MMO.
Possible world?
What the hell does that even mean?
I'm afraid those who are still bound by the shackles of this world wouldn't be able to comprehend our mission. Not everyone can be on the same level as Professor Epstein, after all. For now, don't worry your pretty little heads about it. Just focus on the rivalries ahead. Rufus is waiting for you on the top floor, by the
This
by.
Czech Republic beer is pretty good. I give it to those Europeans every once in a while.
Oh, and he's got Alberic with him. You might want to be careful with that.
Also be aware that they are reenacting the 30-minute kick rule, so if you're AFK for 30 minutes, you'll get signed out to allow people. That's fair. I don't think I ever am gone for that long.
The chief of the gnomes is there too? Whoa. An ion!
So they've been hiding them here in the fortress.
Well, guess we're gonna have another
In all
robot
honesty,
fight.
you lot aren't half bad. You exceeded our expectations, at the very least. McBurn might finally be able to accomplish his long-held plans if he's up against you guys. I'm sure he'd appreciate it if you went and paid him a visit.
Regardless of how this tale ends, Ouroboros will carry on with the Grandmaster's plan. We will soon move on to the 3rd stage of the Orpheus final plan. Who knows? I may just be lucky enough
I was just
to
gonna say,
encounter some of
if you want to go
someplace or
out and
other.
enjoy Dawn Trail tomorrow, knock your socks off. Honestly.
Would you mind passing a message?
I know
from
when
me to
expansions
any of your
launch
other
and,
friends
and,
at the
and everyone wants to
SSS?
jump on in and play the new
Please
stuff,
tell
I don't mind.
We'll meet again someday.
I'll be the lowly
Oh,
guy
and then
playing
I'll be
Heaven's
rooting
Word
for
content.
crossbells and
There's more than enough stuff for me to do. Is there stuff that you'll be doing with your static party like that early on, or is it just something like you guys all do as a whole? I was reading some of the job class changes that they made and whatnot. Changed a few things for Bard, and they changed. I was reading up on the Pictomancer. I guess I should probably buy the expansion eventually. I want to play a Pictomancer. But see, that would be the weird thing to me of like, would I be able to play as a Pictomancer if I'm not even done, like, even if I'm not at Dawn Trail content, right? Well, I won't lie. That was a lot of shocking information to take in. And Professor Epstein seems to be involved somehow too. I think I assumed he was simply another historical figure, famous for first harnessing orbital energy half a century ago. And what could they have meant by this possible world? Yeah. All it was really overwhelming, but one thing I can get behind is focusing on what we're doing at the moment. Can't believe they even made sure to bring up McBurn. which means he's somewhere in this fortress, just as we suspected. Well, we've got to survive whatever comes to us and live to tell the tale to others. Looks like Yuna has a message she has to pass on. Well, I kind of wish she'd just tell him herself, but oh well, I can't wait to speak with Lloyd and Estelle again. It's one more reason we've got to make sure we return safely. Yeah, I guess that would be weird of like, because what level is Endwalker to? 90? 80? Like, what's Dawn Trail going to? 100? 90. So Dawn Trail's going 90 to 100, right? They have said that Dawn Trail's the last expansion, right? First, we're gonna have to defeat the Jade Rook and the Black Albert. It seems the elevator goes up to the top floor, penthouse, if you will. Oh no, they haven't? I thought they did. I thought they said something about like that was possibly the last one. It's good to know. Well, we could go straight there or take a short. Now, again, I can only go off of what I say about World of Warcraft, but World of Warcraft ran into the same thing. You do get a little silly with levels and damages and stuff when you get over level 100 and stuff. So it will be interesting to see what they decide to do with the game of maybe moving back levels or because you have to adjust everything when you do that, unfortunately. But you know, and that's also a big deal. Well, we could go straight there or take a short break at the garden. I feel like we should probably strike while the iron's hot. Honestly, I'm surprised they gave us all that information voluntarily. You suppose it might be a red herring? No, I'd say it's a farewell gift of sorts. Yuna made quite an impression on them. They've got the next 10 years planned for 14 already. They actually talked about that a year ago. Oh, okay, that's good. I kind of got hot-headed there and spoke without thinking. Really, you're making way too big of a deal of it. I can't stand all this attention on me, okay? It's classic Yuna. Alright, we staying or we going? The top floor of the Imperial Fortress will be our next stage. The 5th rivalry awaits. New character dialogue is now available at the base. Well, obviously then, we can go to the garden. Let's go there. Seriously, you've gotten all kinds of strong. I never thought I'd see the day when you'd be going toe-to-toe with Ouroboros' enforcers like that. Gaius was exactly right when he called you Class 7's bridge. You really do link everyone together. And seeing you grow into a role as a leader, honestly, helping you along might have been one of my greatest accomplishments as an instructor. Oh, quit it, you guys! You're gonna make me want to crawl into a hole and hide my face gets any redder. Besides, we need to focus. 4 rivalries crossed off to the to-do list already, and the next one's just around the corner. We can't let ourselves mess things up right at the finish line. Agreed. Yeah, because what she said was obvious. Let's show them what Class 7 is made of. Patches of grass and scree. Not gonna give me anything this time? How dare you?
This looks like a good spot to cast a line.
Even with things the way they are, it isn't good to carry on so much tension nonstop. That Celine really is stubborn. Well, that she is, but it goes for you too. You can't let your guard down around that girl for even a moment, huh? Well, maybe just... Wait, I'd be playing right into her hands. Yeah, it certainly would be. How about you teach me one of your old recipes instead? I'd love to try making one of your signature dishes. Okay, sure. I mean, what do you want to try cooking? Omelet rice? A parfait? Ooh, apple pie maybe? I'll teach you anyone you want. They're so cute together. The Auric Knight's strength is no less than that of an Ebon Knight. Valimar, Reen, we'll be with you. There's nothing we can't do. Battling the Orc Knight will prove to be our toughest challenge yet. But don't let it shake you. We've made it through all the others, and we'll make it through this one too. In retrospect, what I feel towards my brother more than anything else is gratitude. But that's precisely why there's something I must inquire of him. The rivalry is between the two of you. But to me, my only opportunity to sort out our personal issues. Is it? Is it? Lisa, are you okay? Oh, yeah. My mother and grandfather and Sharon are all counting on me. I won't disappoint them. And this for him. I'm determined to find out the truth. I'll support you and Eustace with everything I've got. Thanks, Elisa. You've become a pillar of strength. I'm glad to have you on our side. I'm glad to be of help. That was a weird one to just have of, like, really nothing to say. We've only got the Auric and Ebon Knights left. Damn. I feel more and more fired up the closer we get to the end. This is Governor General Rufus we're talking about. He's no paper tiger, that's for sure. But he's not an insurmountable foe either. We just gotta fire ourselves up and let loose out there. Alright, I think we are... Go back to the outer wall and go on over to the elevator finally. That was probably not where I wanted to go. There. There we go. Rest up. Get going. This time I'll try not to die. Time we got 12:30. We're okay. The elevator goes up to the Hall C Tower. I assume that's where I want to go. If not, we'll figure out where we have to go. Yep, anything that's got all blank. Well, looks new.
I'll take you on.
Crimson Flash! Now!
There! Very well. They're open!
Harabe? What did he say? Hirobi? Hirone?
This is it!
Hirone?
Moving out.
It's so weird. Why did I think they said something about Dawn Trail being the last thing? I don't know. That caught in my head for some apparent reason. I mean, that's exciting for playing an MMO and
spiraling pathway,
you know, not knowing it's not coming to an end anytime soon.
Castle.
That's for damn sure.
Or the Grawl.
Good. That means we only have one path. Upward.
Oh, and at them.
Got a hot table here.
We've got a hot table and it's giving me. Skibbity toilets are a fun thing that's free. Sure.
I leave it to you.
Alright, Kurt, get back on in there.
There! An opening!
My turn.
Who else we got? We got Laura. We need more power hitters in there. That's what we
All
need.
yours.
How do you get a CP of 1? How does that even happen?
Is that all?
How does that
must
even
train
happen?
me.
And where in your vagina did you just put that giant sword? I mean, they do call it a pocket. Gotta be careful, that might get me slapped around here again.
They're in disarray.
General disarray, get it right now. I feel like she could use something that would get CP back up a little bit more. Even though she hits like a truck and she really doesn't need it. Although I say that and then she gets right back up to like 40 out of nowhere, but...
It's mine.
Leave it to me.
I sure am glad you're on our side, Laura.
I could say
Can
the
you
same
imagine
to
she
you,
wasn't?
Lisa.
You just have to beat her up every 5 seconds? That'd be terrible. Okay. Alright, Cloud, what time do you start your workday tomorrow? If you work at all. 7 a.m. So you work 7 to 3?
It looks pretty tough.
This one's tough. Be careful.
Swap on out for Unit
Sorry.
for now.
Leave it to me.
7 to 11 on the phones and 11 to 2 on support. No, and then that's the end of your day, eh?
It's down. At once.
Leave it to me!
Does it work that way? Because it sounds like you,
Turn.
Yeah, they cut my hours back because I'm off on Canada Day. Why would they cut your hours, though, because of Canada Day? Like, I mean, I understand, like, people all get,
Roar!
you know,
Healing strike.
you're off, but,
It's down. It's mine.
yeah, I mean, I understand how that
I'll
works,
handle
but, I
this.
mean, it's,
It's off balance.
They're mine. Here I
I
go.
understand why they would cut your hour. Well, I mean, I guess it's 8 free hours, right, that you're getting paid for that you're not working, so I guess that's the way they look at it.
Striker. Ha, ha. Wide open.
Unlike myself, I gotta work. That's when I go back in.
Let's go.
On Canada Day night. Canada Day night.
It's down. An opening.
But, you know, the dildo factory never closes.
My turn. Unforgivable.
Uh-oh, you pissed off Laura.
Very well.
It's my turn. Ha, ha.
Not a good look, bro.
Wide open.
An opening.
Does Vince Russo stream on Twitch for his podcast? It never occurred to me that
Really something
there might
else
be
out
a
there.
lot of bros being
You were
used
plenty
on
impressive
Twitch without me
yourself.
even realizing. Twitch and YouTube, really. Good for him. I will say in the Who Killed WCW, the thing with like Bret Hart and Bill Goldberg, it's fucking gold just hearing like, it's not like Goldberg and Bret Hart aren't in the same room, but it's like as if they're like listening to them like having a conversation, and so it's like having Bret Hart say that Goldberg was an idiot for kicking him in the head,
My turn.
and then Goldberg going off of like, it was an accident, Bret. And then it bounces back to Bret Hart going, no, it wasn't, Bill. You hurt me. You know, you ended my career. It's fucking like, why don't you just put the two of them in the fucking same room, for crying out loud?
Light the way.
I always seem to see the YouTube that's always bro this or bro that. I mean, he doesn't have anything else to add to his conversation.
Is that all?
Bro.
You must train more.
He'd get along well with the Paul brothers, probably, right? I assume they probably also use bro a lot.
I'll show no mercy.
Azure Cleaver! Now!
God, it just hits so well.
Let's go. Is that all?
Thank God that doesn't use those points when you hit it wrong. Does anybody have an 8-bit DOE Xbox controller? I'm looking at getting one of those, but I'm always unsure of whether they're good or not.
This is a tough one.
He always talks about what AEW should do and then doesn't comment on current AEW storylines.
Let's go.
I feel like he probably should, right? He probably in the back of his mind feels like he's going to get like hired one day, so he doesn't want to speak like ill of like what someone currently should be doing, type of thing.
You can't escape. Fire! Wide open. All right, everyone ready?
Leave it to me.
Like, I always thought the one thing was always right about Vince Russo, but he was capable of having good storylines. But you know, and I think everyone also said this. The thing was that when he worked for Vince McMahon, if he had a terrible idea, Vince McMahon would say, "No, that's a fucking terrible idea," and it never happened. So, you know, Vince Russo throws, you know, all this shit at a wall. And then, you know, Vince McMahon's like, okay, like some of these work, and then they run with it, and then it makes, you know, Vince Russo look like a genius. And then when he got into WCW, he never had a filter. No one told him, like, no, that's a stupid idea. No, you don't have David Arquette as a champion, right? And so, like, you know, you realize, like, oh, you know, Vince Russo might be actually a good writer, but he needs a filter. And it's funny, like, even thinking of in WCW, how no one picks up on that and says, like, no, you just need to have everything run through me. I'll decide whether or not that makes sense. And then, you know, it could have worked out. It honestly probably could have worked out.
Azure Cleaver!
Yeah, Ready to Rumble was a good wrestling movie. I mean, for wrestling movies, like, I mean, for movies, period, it's a shit movie. But for a wrestling movie, it's a pretty good movie.
There!
Right.
An opening! I'm up!
All right.
I saw Ryan had another kid.
An opening!
Good for him.
Wow. You were really something else out there.
You were plenty impressive yourself.
That man needs to stream.
Shit!
He probably has no time now. But if anyone screamed streamer to me, it was Ryan. I'm actually a little shocked that, like, literally, I know Jonathan tried to stream. I don't think he does anymore. But of all of our, like, in our friend group, like, I know you touch on it a little bit, but like, I would have thought, like, all of us would have streamed in some way, shape, or form. I know it eats up a lot of time, and, you know, everyone's got like 8 kids now, apparently.
Leave it to me!
But I was always shocked of, like, you know, isn't this fun? I'm having fun. I'm having a good time. But maybe it's having that outlying, you know, gotta be outgoing, right? Gotta be entertaining. I think I'm entertaining in some way, shape, or form. Maybe I'm not. Feel free to tell me in the fucking comments if I'm a fucking bore. I'll just tell you to go fuck yourself. Not really, but, you know.
Daunting from the undaunted. It's strong.
Saw the pic of the little man on Facebook. Yeah, that's what I saw it on, yeah. I mean, because he doesn't have any social media. Good for him.
Let's go.
Social media is terrible.
Azure Cleaver!
And I fully am aware of saying that while on being a social media platform.
You can't escape. Fire!
I'm up! Roar! Healing strike! Very well. There! An opening!
Oh God!
All right.
Throw him back in the oven. He's got himself some sexual powers again.
An opening!
out there.
You were plenty impressive yourself.
Oh, we still ever gonna not get up to level 10 of some of these master quartz that we're working on here, or what?
Oh, a treasure chest?
Fenrir gem. Well, let's see who that's gonna work on. Fenrir, what do you do? What do you do? Probably cast Fenrir, right? EP 320 and 160. You cast Albion Wolf. That's right. That's the mention of Albion Wolf. Yeah, that is a nice one. We just gotta figure who that will go on. Obviously a caster. And I don't want to lose anything. Throw it on her. I mean, she doesn't like scream caster. Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe she does. Like, where is 3,300? That's my top caster. Just to give an idea. She already has Albion Wolf. So what did she get Albion Wolf from? Probably this. Yes. Throw it on there. You don't overthink things, people. Alright, lock door.
They're in disarray.
I feel so bad that like are these enemies just vibing right there and don't hear us coming, and then we show up and smack them in the rear end and we're like, ah,
it's my
fuck me
turn.
in the ass.
Arcane Gale.
Let's go. Azure
I always
Cleaver.
love when this can hit all three. Death
Now,
across the
let's
board.
continue onward.
Oh, and more U material. They give you tons of that. That's for damn sure. You think they would get, like, you know, a landscaper in here to maybe get rid of some of these overgrown vines. Open sesame. I love me a good shortcut. Climb down, you silly nanny.
Ready.
Ah!
Watch out! This is a tough one.
Azure Cleaver.
Very well. Front. It's down. An opening.
Poor worm. He never deserved
go.
that. He never deserved that.
Arcane Gale.
How do you miss that last guy? How do you miss that last guy?
You can't escape! Fire! What?
Murder them, please.
I got it! Very well.
Really?
It's down. An opening.
Anybody playing Elden Ring?
Form is emptiness. Emptiness
The new
is
DLC? Shadow of the Earth 3 or something? I haven't really played Elden Ring much, so I was thinking about whether I want. I mean, I absolutely want to stream it, but I was thinking to myself of whether or not I wanted to start from scratch with the Soul series and stream them again, or start with Elden Ring. They're not connected in any way, shape, or form, so it sort of doesn't matter.
Not today!
Don't give up! Thank you. Let's go.
My turn.
You think like Green and Kurt hit good, and then Laura comes in and basically double, you know, obviously her first hit, but you know, just smacks them like really on film, double the amount. More elevators? Like really? Is anybody else tired of elevators? Like they don't even play any good music on these elevators. Something to dance and to vibe to. Look at this, kids. A door! This door is quite overwhelming, isn't it? And solemn as well. I mean, as if we entered the site of some ancient ritual. Green? Bro? You feel it? Yeah. I'm not making a secret of it. One of the last two remaining shards of the great power divided into 7 is just on the other side. Not to mention the power stolen from the Argent Knight. Milliam. No doubt it's Rufus with his Orc Knight behind that door, and Black Albert, the chief of the Black Workshop. See. Green, Crow, I understand most of the heavy lifting for this rivalry will fall to you. However, let us help you in the preliminary battle. Of course, I'll be counting on you. Oh, glad you volunteered. We'd have to call the whole thing off without you. Well, we're here to offer support during the rivalry too. Let's make the worst day of that rotten Governor General's life. Alisa and Eustace are required. And for the rivalry, we'll need Reen and Crow and one member of the new Class 7. Why do you have to make things all confusing? So we need Alisa. And then Crow for the other one. It'd be even more confusing. I guess we're gonna have a robot fight probably in this one. Hoi Lasaya Manisco Manu. Alisa and Eustace. Thank you. Rufus Alberea. Did anybody else get lost in his eyes?
So, you've arrived.
He is dreamy. I would certainly think about switching sides.
Earlier than expected, too.
Really? Earlier than expected? I'm reaching 200 hours here.
Yes,
We've come for you, Rufus.
Did you really think those two from Ouroboros would hold us up for long?
It doesn't matter. They've fulfilled their role. The only thing we require for the rivalry is the Ashen Awakener. Everyone else is none of our concern. The Azure Awakener included. The Sword of the End still has a role to play, however. Campanella and Maribel were to thin out your ranks, but they didn't even use their ion against you. How disappointing.
Should we do a prediction for this fight? I feel like we should get one. Prediction alert! Prediction alert! Prediction alert! Let's get one going. We'll keep it simple, as we usually do, whether someone just dies during the fight. Start a prediction. There you go, you gambling delinquents.
How could you?
Man, say what you really mean, why don't you?
This guy has textbook villain written all over him.
Ouroboros has their own priorities, and we have ours. We can't expect outsiders to be fully invested in our plans, after all.
Yes, I suppose that's true. Their organization is only interested in observation. Further cooperation may not be necessary.
Today's just full of interesting info, huh?
That's a topic for another time, perhaps.
The wings stolen from the Steel Maiden's Divine Knight.
The Auric Knight has completely absorbed them now.
That power was rightfully won by the Ashen Knight. It should have gone to Valimar.
Rufus Alberea, Knight of Blood and Iron. The man before me is no brother of mine. Interrupting a duel at the last minute, and for your own selfish reasons. Have you no honor?
He did the same thing back when he killed Grianos at the Infernal Castle.
You're pretty messed up for someone who's supposed to be the noblest of nobles.
I can't deny it. But even so, noble blood still runs through my veins. Banter aside, I had a war to manage on top of my duties
right there.
as a Knight of Blood and Iron. Surely you
That
can't fault me
lathers,
for picking the most efficient
rinses,
course of action.
And repeats.
Oh, and by the way,
Always
I'm happy you were
repeats.
able to recover Millium, even if she is simply a projection from the sword.
How dare you!
It's okay, guys. He's not wrong, you know. Sup, Rufus? Long time no see.
Yes, you certainly surprised all of us back at the Grawl. But I'm happy, as a fellow Ironblood, that we were able to meet again. Although, I imagine my joy pales in comparison to Clara Lecter's.
Aw, don't sweat it. We didn't really have that many chances to hang out anyway.
Millium, you're definitely one of a kind.
I think you're being a bit too cheerful given the situation.
Sorry to interrupt, but I believe this will have to do for our banter. We should begin the preparations now. Ideally, this would have taken place during the Great Twilight's climax, but I suppose it may work out yet. Should you lose to Lord Rufus, he will obtain the Sword of the End, allowing us to be fully prepared for the final rivalry.
Well, I guess we can't lose then.
Sorry, but that's not how it's going to go.
You seem pretty confident that Rufus will win. No. Maybe it's not Rufus you place your faith in, but the Auric Knight.
Oh?
It's true that the Auric Knight has seemingly limitless potential, just like the Argent Knight.
You see, the Divine Knights may appear to be equally powerful, but there is a hierarchy among them. They have engaged in many battles over the past centuries, each time being wiped from the annals of history.
He said anals.
All as practice for the true rivalry of the Seven. The only knight that did not participate was the Ebon Knight. It may interest you to know that even if a Divine Knight is destroyed, with time it will regenerate. Their awakeners, however, often end up as undead abominations. Nosferatu. Do you remember the field of endless blades you witnessed during your trial below Thor's?
Wasn't that like Cold Steel 1?
Each sword marked a Divine Knight's defeat, the grave of yet another of its awakeners.
I can't believe it.
So that's what they were.
In all the battles that occurred, two knights emerged victorious far more often than their brethren.
Yeah, Cold Steel 1.
Their strength is second only to the Ebon Knights. Surely by now you must know which ones I refer to.
How far we've come
correct?
since then.
They were, of course, the Auric Knight, brilliant as the sun, and the Argent Knight, which glows like the moon. Following them was the Crimson Demon with 1,000 weapons, the Vermilion Knight. Compared to such supremely powerful machines, the Azure, Palatinate, and Ashen Knights are nothing.
Where does this guy get off?
Kinda pisses me off to hear him trash talk Ordine like that.
It's true that the kind of energy it gives off feels completely different from the others.
And now that it has the Argent Knight's powers as well.
Precisely. You made a grave error in not properly absorbing the Azure Knight's energy. In your current state, you won't be able to make full use of the Palatinate and Vermilion Knight's powers. Frankly, I didn't have high expectations for Prince Cedric's ability
got to. That could have been
use the
1,000
Vermilion
hours
Knight.
ago for some people.
It makes things more convenient for us now that you've absorbed its power as well.
You just say whatever you want, don't you?
But you don't have a damn clue what we're capable of.
Class 7's been through so many crucial moments together. Everything we did in the Civil War, the Grawl of Erebos.
And in the course of those events, we lost some of our dearest friends. Yet despite that, we never gave up.
Ugh.
We challenged foes we had no hope of defeating,
I
getting
must be
help
tired.
along the way whenever we needed it. No matter how hard it was, and even if it was only small steps, we kept moving forward all the same.
Yeah, and the new Class 7 is following in your footsteps.
No. You've already caught up to us, Yuna. Instead of walking in our shadow, you walk with us as equals.
Optimism, perseverance, and cooperation are what give us... No. They're what gives humanity true strength. Technology doesn't mean anything on its own. Without human hearts to guide it, it's nothing more than steel and circuits. Once the Great Twilight is over, you say you want to create a world ruled by the Black Workshop. But if there isn't any heart in this cold world you want to make, then what's the point? I'm sure when you made me and Tilly, you never expected us to have feelings. But we went way beyond what you expected. We pretty much became humans.
Yes, I believe this applies to Kia as well. And it all points to one thing.
Right. We create meaning in our lives by our interactions with others. And it's the bonds between people that shape the world. The world you want to create is one completely under the Ebon Knight's control. A world where the inhabitants, like the gnomes, are enslaved to a higher power without wills of their own. Where people can't find meaning in their lives by struggling and helping each other to move forward. But is there really any meaning to a life like that?
That same tired rhetoric.
Actually, I believe I agree with them. Still, don't think yourselves unique. I have experienced my own fair share of hardship and struggle. And ultimately, I have no plans to serve anyone either. Not the Ebon Knight, nor Chancellor
Oh, you
Osborne.
don't want to serve him either, eh?
My path is clear. I will be the one to surpass my father.
pretty sword.
The Holy Sword of Vishnard.
That's one of the twin blades the Alborea family used to slay Nosferatu in ages past.
Usus, you too?
Is that the other one?
Ah, so Arnaud delivered the Holy Sword of Elvars to you. This is simply perfect. We can have ourselves one more sparring match before the rivalry.
Do as you wish, but we must begin our preparations.
Zola Valor! The original combat shell.
That's right. Even Estelle and the others had a tough time dealing with it. It pains me to see what's become of you, Father. But I still believe in the love that you had for Mother and me.
That's a nice sword.
So I'll prove it. Right here and now. I'll prove
Did
to
she
you
just
your
bring
love
in a
was
robot?
not a lie.
Stubborn as ever, Ms. Reinford. You leave me no... You leave me no choice but
Oh,
to
come on, you
suck
thought
up
about
foolish
family
hope of yours
right
for
there.
good. To prove to you that my master is this world's only truth. Not Chancellor Osborne, nor the Lionheart Emperor. No, I will serve Ishmelga to the very end.
This will be it, Usus. Your last opportunity to challenge me before I transcend humanity. Now, let us cross blades.
Sorry, am I the only one lost in his blue eyes?
Wait, does he mean...
No way. You damn fool!
Allow me to grant you eternal despair.
Now come, show us what you're capable of.
Alright, well, first I don't have any goddamn points to use, but they probably won't bring out anything at the very beginning, hopefully. Great.
Let's go.
He is never close enough to do an attack. Like, he's always just a little bit behind every time.
Now! It's mine! Let's go! There! Very well.
Oh. I hate stuff like that. Yeah, I can move him closer, but he's gonna lose his turn. I should have went into the tactics and
Not today!
there you go.
My turn.
All right.
What? Flying over us all!
It's my turn. I leave it to you.
Leave it to me.
Take advantage of Usus Platinum Shield and his Brave Order. What is his Brave Order? Noble Art. I can do that right now, actually. Will do.
Light the way. Noble Art!
Here I go.
Thank you for the reminder.
Satanic Claw!
How's that?
Good luck. I appreciate it.
Very well. It's my turn! Arcane Gale!
God damn it, Green. You gotta hit those.
Holy flame.
This is gonna tickle.
Good luck. I appreciate it. Yes.
Whew.
Sorry.
Leave it to me.
Hate that he's
Now.
They're mine.
yeah, the critical one's nice to use too.
Here I go.
It is.
You can't escape. Fire!
Very well.
So a Balor, strike! What?
Weak.
Why? No.
God damn it, Yuna.
My turn. Yeah. It's my turn. Ha!
I appreciate it.
It's my turn. Arcane Gale! Ha! Now! It's mine!
You can't go calling yourselves a lethal assist if you're not going to be getting a lethal assist there.
Arrogant fools! Don't think
we
you've
pissed him
won
off.
yet.
Very well.
All right, platinum shield, my friend. Platinum shield.
Divine shield. Protect us!
Why does he say divine shield when it's called a platinum shield? Oh, sexually enhanced. Who didn't see that coming?
Shining light. Cut through!
All right. You got this.
Leave it to me. Pierce through! Rosetta arrow! Let's do it!
There!
Gotta get those points up. Oh, this might tickle as well.
What will you make of this? Behold, the
That's a
advent
lot of
your
eyes.
demise. Perish! Luciferian arc!
Ow.
Not today! Let's go!
Clean! Brilliant design!
I'm up!
Not those snuff together.
Arcane Gale! My turn.
Oh, come on.
It's my turn.
Time to bring in Laura for a nice big move.
Divine shield. Protect us!
So a Balor, strike!
Yes!
Come Come on, smack him back.
Sorry.
I'll take over. No
That'll
escape.
bring them together.
An opening.
There you go.
It's my
All
turn.
right, Eustace, what do you got? Reen is gonna need to be healed. Thought he'd have a area. He doesn't. Suck.
Yeah. Thanks.
Strength being down sucks.
It's my turn. Roar! Healing strike! Now!
Can't be missing. God.
Not bad at all. Show me more.
I'm working on it.
My
I'm working
turn.
on it.
I hope you're
God
prepared
damn it.
for
You
this.
both have to just become enhanced, don't you? Just the wrong times.
Damn you! It's my turn. Divine Shield, protect us!
Demon Unchained will get rid of it.
It's time.
Yeah, but if he didn't get a turn there, he wouldn't have even been able to use Demon Unchained, right? He was confused there or whatever it was.
Carve this into
I get why I just skipped over his turn. Thank God I put that thing up there. This looks like a fancy S braid.
I was
What the-
careless.
Not today! Very well.
Did we not have the guard there? Am I confused? Oh, the strength down. Okay.
So a Balor, strike!
Sorry, everyone. An opening.
His S-Craft all
My turn.
cancels. Yeah, you're telling me. You're telling me.
Ha!
Thank you.
You have my thanks. Shining light. Cut through! An opening. There. An opening. Not today.
Unforgivable.
Crumble before me!
God.
Let's go. I'm up.
I need you guys to come up a lot bigger than you have been here. Oh my God, you're barely doing anything here.
Crimson Flash!
There you go.
It's my turn.
So the all cancel is literally as it says. It just gets rid of everything, eh? That freaking sucks.
I leave it to you.
Leave it to me. What? Shine over us all!
Let's go.
Woo! White decoration!
I'll handle this.
He's almost done. Didn't even attack him, so. Oh, you can't. Oh.
Azure Cleaver! It's off balance.
It's mine.
Perfect. Not gonna get through to
Don't
him.
take me lightly. Now!
An opening!
My turn.
You're just blind. That ain't what's wrong with us. God, nobody has Recurria. I would have sat there and thought like somebody would have had it.
Pierce through! Rosetta arrow! Now!
I'll just get those points
An
up.
opening!
Smack them.
So a Balor, strike!
An opening!
Hit them all you want, bud.
There!
It ain't gonna work.
An opening! Let's go.
It is not gonna work. Really gotta fix that. Oh. I really don't want to get rid of Kurt. He is so good.
Let's go.
But you know that having that, not being able to hit everything at once, sort of sucks.
Crimson Slash! It's down! It's mine!
Eternally flawed. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. First,
See if 3 back to back to back S-Crafts can get him. I keep forgetting about that.
8 leaves. Breaking dawn!
My soul is one with my sword. Light! Purge my foes!
Forget about a lot of things.
Gemini, judgment!
Pathetic fools!
Oh, you can't be calling us pathetic fools when you're the one that just died there.
Behold, the soul of Arcade! Now! Radiant Phoenix Blade!
A lot of Japanese.
Yes!
Sorry, but that's gonna be our secret right here. He wants to unleash something right here. I'm not having any part of it.
Pierce through! Rosetta arrow!
Yeah, I know what it does. I just keep forgetting to use it.
An opening!
Holy flame.
Not today!
My turn! There! Let's do it!
An opening!
I see.
Finished him off anyways. Alright, I gotta go check to see what that cat is doing. Hold
I
on.
sure am glad you're on our side, Laura.
I could say the same to you, Elisa.
Sorry, I had to go deal with Charlie. He's getting out of the door. Breasticles! How you doing, buddy? Well, I mean, I can't see that emote without doing my patent. My patent. And here's John Denver. Yay! If only I could do a really good Kermit the Frog voiceover. Doing well for as well as a Thursday can be, right? Bruscles, how many beers deep are you on this Thursday afternoon? The Noble Gem, eh?
All right, got it. A matter of course.
I did it!
I must continue to train.
Stats updated.
Yeah, I did it! That's how it's done.
You really have to show everybody independently of them leveling up. You couldn't just give it to me that they all leveled up. The Nova Hall gem is
happening.
speed.
The rivalry is starting.
One glass of milk deep. Gotta make coffee and beer run after work. Fair enough. You work from home too, Breasticles?
What's going on?
God, everyone in here works from home.
I am...
I'm the fucking chump that goes into the steel dildo factory on the daily.
Father?
Oh my god, he has the power to turn his hair blue and his jacket white.
Happening? No!
It's not all it's cracked out to be.
I am forever a
Is it because you're not
loyal
allowed to
servant
get
of
drunk in the
Ishmelga.
morning?
I am Black Alberic. I have no need of you, Franz Reinfeld!
Father?
He just disappeared out of fat air.
Be losing its hold on him?
Ah, what a pitiful sight.
You have to stand in your backyard to remember you're not in jail. Now,
perhaps the Ebon Knight can no longer.
Do you work for those like terrible companies that like on your work computer they've put like, you know, things on like so that they know whether or not your mouse is moving or whatever, or what you're doing on the daily? Can you be trusted? After this fight, you would stop? Okay, thank you, DJ.
Heed my call. Valimar, the Ashen Knight!
Come! Ordine, the Azure Knight!
Acknowledged.
You have a webcam that watches you masturbate furiously throughout the afternoon? Oh my god, we turned on Breasticle's webcam at the wrong time!
This will be the last rivalry before the battle that will decide this world's fate. Once I've proven
I was thinking it's funny of
I will hold the power of all the
seeing
divine
people's
knights
old
you've
computers at my
as well
work,
as the sword of the end.
like old laptops just get thrown about, discarded, and every single one of them have like a piece of black tape over where the webcam is. Despite that, not that I believe my company is monitoring people, or if they do, they don't tell you. But everybody puts puts a piece of tape over the webcam.
Only then will I be able to prove my life was worth more than that of an unwanted bastard child. I will be the one who decides.
You have to
meaning
stare
of my
longer
existence.
to assert your dominance, Breasticles.
Reen, please
That's how
stop him.
Lothar's has made it through life so easily.
I will. Just leave it to me.
All right, as long as we have a healer, I am okay. Okay, there's CP 10%. Probably could do a little better than that. 15%, that is better. All right, Elisa. 30%. Oh, that's it right there. It's the tracking device I have implanted in my brain. Breasticles. Does anyone ever come up while they watch you while you're working over your earbuds and talk sensually to you, but only just so you can hear it and nobody else? They whisper sweet nothings to you. Is that what you want, lover? Right? It's exactly what you want. Just so anybody was curious, that is not a black penis that's just hovering from a corner, okay? It's not just sitting there ready to be abused. Let's sort of see what else we got here. Physical reflect could be good. The speed. Speed! I like that. Strength and speed. Adult arrow. Crescent shell. See, the ones these I like these. We put Ash over Yuna. That's good too. I don't want to get rid of that. I like that. What does Ash offer? Strength and defense over 200, CP 40, but a hit at 20%. Defense and ADF. Let's run with what we have. Let's see it. See how it works.
Let us bring this to a close. All of it.
We're gonna buy Shining Sword. A delivery I was not expecting? I'm talking about Ash's attack, not support. Oh, okay. It's the problem.
It's my turn.
Oh, what did I just hit A over? Cancels current orders? Is that new? 1,000 force. Calls on the Vermilion Knight's power to greatly increase all damage dealt. That sounds new. Still doesn't have a fucking impede. God, that's annoying. And he's gonna start off with a freaking... Cannot change out Valimar. I didn't want to change out Valimar. Oh, for fuck. Are you fucking kidding me? The first attack isn't gonna be...
My turn.
You want to use 1,000 force, but probably. Oh.
There! You're wide open!
All right.
Alright. Whatever on earth that Amazon order was. I swear to God, that guy must have sprinted down the hallway. I just answered the door and he's already at the elevator. Good for him. Everyone should take leg day seriously. Alright. I guess we're not impeding that. That sucks.
Wide open. They're mine.
Divine Heart!
What fucking messages can you fucking send me? Jesus Christ!
It's my turn.
Alright. Returns damage at 20%. Man, why not use it?
Let's go, everyone!
It's
Alright.
my turn.
Yet again.
There!
I hit that guy for 100,000. It didn't even look like he moved.
Darkness, sunder them!
What the hell is that crap? Smacking people back? That's a little ridiculous.
You can't escape. Fire! Wide
Hear all that? I don't know, he was glowing or something. Ow.
I'm going.
All right, what do we got here? Got a couple people that need to be healed here.
Let's go. There.
I guess that's another advantage. You could also break them to also get them to not use something.
All right.
Oh God. Go for the head, I guess.
They're down. You're wide open.
All right, one's down.
It's my turn.
Probably gonna have to use that.
Spirit! It's my turn. Yeah.
Holy flip.
Please don't hurt. Please don't hurt. God, how many turns in a row do you jackasses get? Jeez.
Let's go, everyone.
Certainly it becomes a little annoying.
Let's go.
Moving out.
Oh.
Darkness, sunder them. They're down. You're wide open.
It's my turn.
Yeah, don't waste those points.
Wide open.
As long as you get 2 BP points, I'm happy.
Now.
All right. That's another good thing. Just keep it going. Keep it going.
Let's go. Let's go, everyone. I'm up. Shit. Now, an opening.
Hoping we would have broke him there. It's okay. It's okay. Ow.
It's my turn.
Terrible.
You can't escape. Fire! Let's get him.
There you go. There you go. That's what we need. That's what we need. You probably need to heal. God dang it.
Spirit. It's my turn. Let's go, everyone. It's my turn. There.
It's like it prevented him from doing 2 attacks there. Hard to tell how that works sometimes.
It's my turn.
I can attack for a little bit. Probably the best bet is probably get a rare stone.
I appreciate it.
There we go.
All right.
But you can't impede. God damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, I was gonna say, like, really? Can't kill that thing off?
Here I go.
Alright. Can you impede, please? Thank you.
Can't escape! Fire! Wide open!
Fire.
They're mine!
Uh-oh.
You've done well.
You've got something to say there, eh?
It ends here.
Oh, fuck. I was just like, oh, he's not going to become enhanced, is he? And yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Now! An opening!
Yes! There!
I don't think there's any avoiding that. I assume he would have done that. I don't think I was going to be able to do that fast enough there, but whether he can be on top of healing when he's doing so. This is going to tickle. Not too bad.
My turn.
Not too bad.
Darkness, Thunderman!
It's my turn!
Yeah. There.
He just hits you like nonchalantly. For so much. Yeah, that ain't worth using. Say always go for the head, but that didn't work out.
You can't escape! Fire!
My turn.
That's what sucks is when you miss when you miss on that stuff. That's what sucks.
Let's go!
Now! An opening!
My turn.
There! You're wide open!
I want to have him away from his enhanced move, so then I can use the BP point and then use the unite. But, you know, I gotta have someone not die.
It's my turn. There.
It's my turn!
It's just such an annoyance that Valimar cannot do anything that impedes. Is he still celebrating that or what? 662,000. God.
Here I go!
When does it end for you? Cannot do that. God.
Yeah!
All right.
There! You're wide open!
It's my turn!
Come on.
Ha! Wide open! They're
Getting
mine!
there. Getting there.
Let's go!
It's down!
Let's go, everyone!
Understood!
There!
Might be close.
Starball Slash!
I may have had the other BP, the 1,000 forces on. I fucked that up.
All right.
That's all right.
Darkness, sunder them!
Even though I said I was going to do it, I still fucked it up.
I'm going.
I still fucked it up.
There.
This should still do it.
It's my turn.
I think.
Let's get them. They're mine.
Now!
Really?
I hope this helps.
Here I go.
He's broken, so he ain't gonna do anything.
Let's get them. They're mine.
It's my turn!
Let's go, everyone!
Let's go!
Alright.
There! It's down!
There
Let's
should
go,
do him.
everyone!
Yes! I hear ya!
Wasn't as hard as I thought it would be, to be honest, but hard enough. Because of course he's got another thing underneath his sleeve here.
Deadly domination!
773,000. That was a lot of
Keep
damage.
going for a brighter tomorrow.
I mean, Reen reached max level. Or Laura reached level 6. Is there a cutscene after this? I would assume so. That'll probably run me 15 minutes. Before we gotta take off.
I lost.
You lost, dreamy boy.
Yes. You've been defeated, Rufus.
I had the Auric Knight, the strength of the Argent Knight.
Small cutscene,
And
okay.
the fortress's power. It should have been impossible for your friends to win. Eustace, members of Class 7, please, tell me why.
Tell me why.
It's because you refuse to rely on anyone but yourself.
Yep, that pretty much sums it up. You had people you could have relied
Gotta
on,
have help
but
from
you
your friends.
chose not to.
Despite your issues with House Albarea, your bond with Eustace was real at least. But still, you shut him out. You chose to walk this path all by yourself.
And you didn't even rely on the other Ironbloods. That's the legacy you've made for yourself. Being just too good to need anyone else.
In a mindset like that, it's just not healthy at all. You've pulled string after string to keep Crossbell under your thumb. But that was only a temporary measure. What kind of future would that lead to?
Yes. In governing Crossbell, you relied mainly on deception and force. Though they served you well the past few years, they are brittle tools that break easily. You can't rely on them forever.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
No matter your methods, There is only so much you can accomplish alone.
Yep. Your approach is pretty much the opposite of Prince Olivert's.
It's true.
I can't argue with that. At least, contributing to the formation of Class 7 was one of the few things I can be proud of. I imagine that once I fall unconscious, you'll discover the fortress's garden has changed.
Again?
There, you'll find a path to the very core of this fortress.
Big burn.
The blazing demon waits for you. He will be your most difficult battle
Worst
yet.
name in a video game
Prove to me you have the strength to see this through to the end. And what lies beyond?
When you've run
is
out
the
of
final
all
rivalry.
ideas, just
The
add
secret's
Mick
nearly over after all this
in
time.
front of it and call it a
In
day.
the end, I was nothing but a
McNuggets,
fraud,
McChicken,
inferior in every
McBurger,
way to their real sons.
McBurn.
We'll take care of it from here. Please rest, brother. However, before you do so, I need to knock some sense back into you.
Go on then.
Can you imagine just like kneeing him in the face? Or that. Violence is never the answer. You're supposed to use your words. Looks like it's finally over now. Yes. I've been bottling this up for so long, but now I've told him everything that needed to be said. That must be a relief. Yeah, I bet that took a real load off of you, huh, Juices? To all of you. You have my sincerest thanks for your help. I wouldn't have been able to come here and confront Rufus without you. Of course. Ah, look who's all gone humble on us now. It's all the more precious of how rarely we see that side of him. That's useless for you. We really should have recorded that, for posterity. Don't you think that's kind of harsh? I don't think that's that standoffish. You don't know him as well as we do. Alright, you guys, I'm just teasing him now. That aside, I can't help thinking about Alberic's near change of heart back there. Almost. He was close to breaking free of Ishmelga's influence. We saw Franz Reinford's transformation into Black Albert ourselves over the spectral moon mirror, however. Today's battle gives us some hope that it can be reversed. Maybe. I'm wary of it being too hopeful. It would hurt too much if it turned out to be impossible. Let's not talk about it now. There's one more rivalry to clear, and another obstacle before that. Yeah. One black shard to get. Burn was already a pain to begin with, but now with that other form you've seen, he's a straight up monster. We really might have to rely on a Divine Knight or two if we want to get past him. Really? He's not even an Awakener. He's packing that much of a punch? It may seem against the code of chivalry, but in this case, we've got to throw everything we've got at him. We'll do what it takes. I think we're all pretty exhausted right now. Let's just take a break in the garden first. We've promised a new pathway from there as well. Why don't we see what that's all about? Valimar and Ordine deserve a rest too, after everything. I appreciate the sentiment. We'll go on ahead and teleport to the camp. Here's our black shard. There is our wounded person. We'll discuss this as family once everything is said and done. As long as one's still alive, nothing is truly set in stone. Alright. Well, as with that, we save And we called it a perfect timing, actually, for all that we could have said and done there. But it's time for me to bounce out. I gotta go pick up the little guy. It's his last day at school, and I gotta call it a little earlier than as expected. But tomorrow, we'll start earlier with Final Fantasy XIV. If the game is up, hopefully maintenance is all said and done. If not, we'll figure out something else. But thank you all for coming on in, and thank you for the reminder. So as always, as Kenny Omega says, it's time for me to bounce out and say goodbye and good night. Bang! And yeah. Oh, you stepped on my penis! I had to wait for that. Goodbye, everybody. Peace! We'll see you and step on many peanuts as you can. Bye-bye.